up, blow through the doors, ain't no holding up. No car in the back, I gives a fuck.
Come on.
Hey, this is Red Band coming to you live from Death Squad Studios here in Pasadena, California for a new episode of Pointless. Here's Kevin Pereira.
Oh, the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow, a song chosen by the guest today for Pointless episode number... Yeah, sounds good in any language. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by actress, writer, journaler,
Sure.
Eater of samosas by any other name. Ladies and gentlemen, Alison Haislip is here today.
What's up, everybody?
It's just you and I, and Brian, but
yeah.
I guess that counts as everybody.
That's fine.
Did you say finally?
Yeah.
This is the squee of finally?
Yeah.
We're less than 20 episodes into
I know, but you
what
talked
is
about
Pointless.
you talked to this about me like the day you started it, and you're like, you'll have to come on sometime.
I did it. That's the thing that you say to. I say that to my garbage man. I say that to the
thanks.
pool guy.
Thanks.
But you're actually here.
I
Therein lies the
am.
difference.
And I got cookies.
It was sincere when I said it to you. But it is, no, it's a weird thing. Like, I actually don't say that to everybody. I hardly say it to anybody. And not because I don't think anybody should come on this podcast. Partly because I
Right.
don't want to be the guy that someone is afraid of. Like, oh God, he's going to ask me to come to fucking Pasadena to
We
sit
are in
down.
Pasadena.
We're in Pasadena.
We're in Pasadena, and I had
Which
a
if you-
parallel park on the other side of the road,
Right.
which I was terrified.
For those of you who are listening to this not from Los Angeles, Pasadena is like 300 kilometers past Mordor. It is. It doesn't exist in an area that anybody actually goes to.
No.
I'm
and it
shocked
doesn't
that
look
there's.
like it's near Los Angeles.
Nope.
Like I showed up and I was like, it feels like you're in like an old person town.
Yeah.
Like there's
It looks like an
massive
assisted
Targets
living
everywhere.
community,
Yeah.
not like an apartment complex, but an entire city
Right.
of assisted living and one-way streets.
Yeah,
What
that
the
was the thing.
what
When
the
I got
F?
to the street, I couldn't parallel park on like the normal side of the street because it was 1 hour parking, but the other side was 2 hour parking. And so I was like, fuck, I have to parallel park, but make a left instead of a right. I was like, how do I do
Dear
that?
God,
and the
Allison,
worst
your life
is-
is hard.
And it really is.
Hey,
It
and
really
the worst
guys.
is at 2 a.m., you're not allowed to park on any street in anywhere in Pasadena.
That's stupid.
Yep, that's for hobo urine and bar booze. That's
so
what
they
2
can
a.m. is
scrub
for.
the streets clean.
Yeah.
With like someone actually gets on their hands and knees and scrubs the streets clean.
So, Allison, enlighten me. Is that
Yes.
how difficult your life is these days? That the worst thing that can
Parallel
happen
parking.
to a privileged, talented white girl is that you had to left-hand parallel park in Pasadena?
It was pretty stressful, I'm going to be honest.
What is going on with your days? I mean, how stressful are they? How are you? Are
I'll
you
be-
in good health? You seem happy. Your hair seems dyed.
Yeah,
Your
of
eyebrows
course.
look great. The Brazilian
Thanks.
is flawless. I could
know,
see my
right?
reflection in it.
I know. I shine that shit,
Like a
man.
glazed
Like the
donut.
streets of Pasadena.
Like a 2 a.m. Pasadena alley. Your vagina shines.
Yeah, exactly. No, but honestly, like the last month has been one of the most like stressful months of my life because it's what's known as pilot season
Right.
out here in Los Angeles.
Right.
And
Explain pilot season for those who are listening and have no
So-
idea what the industry is.
I know, pilot season. So when your favorite TV shows before they are made, a pilot is shot of them, which is
Some
like,
of your least favorite TV shows
That
as
is
well.
true.
They
That's
all
true.
go through
I should
this.
just say shows that normally make it to television. Any show that makes it to television, there's normally a pilot shot, which is like a test episode. And then if the show actually gets picked up, the test episode is normally the first episode to air. But for some reason, every network casts all of their shows for the year in one part of time, which is like the first 2 or 3 months of the year.
It's like the salmon of Capistrano.
Yeah,
It's
and
just the flood.
It's and like there are so many auditions during this month or 2 months of an actor's life that it's like my days are like, oh, I have 3 auditions today. Okay, I'm gonna drive to Burbank to go to Warner Brothers for one, and then I'm gonna change in the car because then I have to go to a 1 hour over on Fox and like you're just driving all over the city and changing into various outfits and learning like 26 pages of sides a night for these auditions. And
to
it's
go
like,
into a room to be next to somebody who's got a handy cam on a tripod
Yes.
who says, yeah, I know you memorized those 26 pages. We're going to do page 3
Exactly.
only.
And then we actually already have an offer out to Mandy Moore for the role. So there's really no point of you being here.
Fucking
anyway.
Mandy Moore. Is she taking all your roles? Are you
Every
against?
single one. No, I don't know.
Who are you up? Because when you go out as an actress, I'm kind of learning this a little bit through Bria's eyes.
Yeah.
When you go out, you're seeing the same ladies in the same rooms time and time again,
for the
right?
most part. Yeah, you kind of go up against
Don't
the
you want to
same type.
kneecap a bitch?
At first you do,
Right?
but I have so many friends from just being in those rooms so many times with
Frenemies.
people because they're not
Frenemies.
frenemies because you
Come
get
on.
to talking with people
But
and
you're
you're
in
like, oh, you're actually
competition with them
kinda cool.
ultimately, right?
You are, but you aren't. I mean, it really what it boils down to is like when you get to a certain, like, you know, if you make it past the freaking pre-read of an audition,
Now it's
they're
getting
kind
real.
of they're saying like, hey, we could see any one of you doing the role, but you know what? That girl's black, so we're going with her, or
always
that
lose
girl's
to the black
British,
chicks.
or so, you know what I mean? Like it's something that you can't fix or control, so it has nothing
Right.
really to do with you.
It's not like she threw you under the bus,
Right.
Celebrity Apprentice style, and said like, Allison can't handle that role. She ain't a black bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you lose a lot of roles to black females, strong black leads?
Because
Because you might want to consider new agents or
I know,
management.
right?
I mean, you are totally Raven, but I don't think.
So Raven. I will say though, the reason I dyed my hair red was because after last pilot season, I felt like I was going out on a lot of auditions that were for blondes, but I don't really like my energy and who I am isn't really what a blonde is on television, if that makes sense. I play a little edgier and a little tomboyish.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll dye my hair to something that kind of fits my personality.
I thought it was
more.
just another step in the cliche gamer girl career path where it's
No.
like, did you notice that like all of a
Right.
sudden
everyone's a redhead.
redhead?
Yeah, but I think I was one of the first. And it was for a totally different reason. And
By the way, that sentence just
Yeah.
meant like 80 girl gamers got their Lee press-ons out and you're like, oh, you thought you were the first? Whatever.
well, I will say there are legitimate redheads out there. I am not one of those,
Sure.
obviously. they were the first since birth.
Do you think remember like redhead at first it was like you're the redheaded stepchild, here's a backhanded compliment, no
Right.
one likes you or trusts you or appreciates you, and then it was like, oh, now you're unique and you're sexy,
Right.
and then it's like, well shit, now everybody's got red hair.
I know, exactly.
So
anyone can go to CVS and buy the box.
Is that how you're doing it?
No, God, no. I have someone professional do it because I would screw my hair up if I did it with a box.
Have you ever dyed your hair from the box? You ever done that?
In college, I used to. I used
Yeah?
to change my hair color all the time in college.
Were you one of those girls?
Yeah,
Let's
I
talk
totally
about
was.
college Haislip.
College Haislip.
I want to talk about college Haislip.
College Haislip. So I went to Boston College,
Yeah.
which we dubbed Clorox College because it was just all white preppy kids. Unless you were like an athlete and then you were like skilled and talented in something and then you weren't there because your parents paid for you to go there. But I was like, I swear to you, like, I was so excited to go to college because I was like, oh, when you get to college, like, you get to wear your pajamas to class. Like, no one cares. And then I went to BC, and it's like everyone's always dolled up and in full makeup, and they look like they're coming out of a J. Crew catalog. And I would show up, and I'd be in, like, bright red plaid pants and, like, a crop top shirt, and, like, I'd have bleach blonde hair. Like, my hair used to be the color of Bria's, actually, like, that platinum blonde.
Yeah.
And, like, I just stuck out like a sore thumb on campus.
And what was college Haislip? Was she a book nerd? Was she a heavy drinker? Was she a beer ponger? Was
She
she
was
like
all of those.
Motel 6 with 12 black guys?
She was not that.
No?
She was not that.
What, you were a
No.
Holiday Inn kind of girl?
Yeah,
A Ramada?
I was classier than that.
You were
No,
classy.
She hit the roof.
Yeah.
It's a real red roof because I'm on the Crimson Wave.
I know.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was. Yeah, I don't. It started as most things sexual with me. It started to come out, and I immediately regretted it.
Oh, you're talking about a CR.
Yes. Are we going to talk about rub maps? We'll get to it later.
You're gonna blow it. You're gonna blow your own secret.
I know. We'll talk about it later
All
because
right.
you've got some experience working in massage parlors.
Yeah.
So college, you were what, penny between the knees?
I don't know what that means.
That means you never.
I kept my legs
them-
locked. I was like, maybe. Well, the thing is, when I was in college, I was dating a guy who lived in New York for about a year and a half. So I had this like weird long
Was he
distance
older
rela-
and cool and had a
Yes.
scooter?
He didn't have a scooter,
Oh,
but he
okay.
was older and cooler, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing dating him. I was terrified because anytime I was like 19 at the time, and anytime I went to visit him in New York, he would take me out to dinner and order us wine, and I was like, I'm underage. I'm drinking underage. I'm gonna get carded in front of my super hot older boyfriend.
watching me sip this beverage.
No, it was more like I didn't want to get embarrassed in front of my like older boyfriend. You know what I mean? I was
Well,
like,
the reason I went to Jesus is because of the Alley minus 20.
oh yeah.
Which now we're ping-ponging everywhere. We will get back to Alley minus 20.
Okay, we'll get there.
But so college older boyfriend
Yes.
in New York.
Yes.
Terrified. Where did you meet this older boy from New York, and what's he doing dating a 19-year-old?
That's what I.
How old was he?
He was 28.
God bless him. He figured it out.
He and I are actually still really, really great friends. So
Was
I
he
talk
your
to him all the
first?
time. No, he was my second.
Oh,
Yep,
damn,
there
Allie.
you go.
All right, no penny between them knees.
Nope.
They took that shit to the Coinstar and said, I'm fucking.
Yeah, what? But I met him. This is so ridiculous. I met him because he was in Jesus Christ Superstar on Broadway. And I went to go see the show, and he walked out on stage, and I shit you not, I went, I'm going to marry that man. So I hung out at the stage door afterwards, and he walked out, and I was like, hi. And he was like, totally. Just like,
19-year-old Alison Haislip
had so
huddled
much
at the
game.
door.
Had so much game, and he like walked right up to me and we got in this conversation. He like invited me back to another show, and we ended up dating for a year and a half. And like, I mean, he was like my first legitimate love, like no joke. All because like I saw him on stage and I was like, that one's mine.
Now, were you his only love at the time, or did it turn out that he was?
No, I mean, it was.
Because imagine he's on stage. He's probably got a lot of 19-year-olds.
The show finished. The show ended before we. Yeah. Oh, but that's the thing. Like, I talk to him these days, and I'm always like, dude, I was 19 when we started. Like, when I hit the age of 28, and I realized I was his age when we first started dating, I was like, I would never fucking date a 19-year-old. What's wrong with you?
Well, you don't have
and
a
so
dick.
I asked him. Well, that's true.
I mean, if you did, that makes a lot of decisions.
I was like, what were you doing dating me at 19? He's like, you were hot. And I was like, really? That's it? Like,
yeah, that was the barrier to entry. What did you think you were providing, like deep philosophical discussion over red wine at these New York dinners when you were 19?
I will say though, what's one of the, every once in a while we would hit a point where I'd be like, wow, that's our age difference showing. And one of them was that he grew up playing Atari and I grew up playing Nintendo. Oh. Like that was like his gaming console was, and I played Atari when I was young, but like once Nintendo came out, I didn't play Atari.
So you're
anymore.
Still pretending to be a gamer girl for your career.
Shut
Are we going with that? Because that was always the hardest thing when people are like, does Alison really game? I'm like, of course not, but just believe it.
Screw you. You were there when I set up my Xbox.
I know I was. And you had to look at the manual several times and consult the internet.
I was so stressed out I was going to break it.
I'm kidding. I bring that up facetiously, of course, because you've had to deal with that quite a bit. I know most girls who are attractive and can form a sentence and actually like to pick up an Xbox controller, they're confronted with it all the time.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, do you get challenged on that a lot these
all
days?
The time.
Do you still?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, not by the people who have like figured me out. And
sure.
Like,
well, yeah, not by fans, because obviously they understand it's legit.
You said figured, right?
Figured, yep. Oh, fingered me out? Is that what you thought I said? Yeah, buddy.
This podcast is brought to you by rubmaps.com.
You got an FS, right?
Yeah.
FSCR, man. OCO.
Yeah.
We will get back to rub maps. But let's take a step back. So you were going to college for who the what now?
For who the what?
Yeah, why were you doing the college
major.
thing? Oh, so you knew you were special from an early age. You knew you were better than everybody else. Did you want to do traditional theater, or did you want to just...
I always knew that like getting into film and television was what I wanted to do, because that's where you make money.
Okay.
Like people think that Broadway you can make like you make like a living, I guess, but you're not like super comfortable. Like I have friends who do Broadway, and it's like if they don't get another show right away, it's like shoot, I have to go back to bartending and stuff like that, because there's just not enough money there.
Right.
So yeah, I always knew that film and television was what I was going to do. But theater, as if you want to like really consider yourself an actor, like you feel like you have to do
First
theater.
of all, you have to talk like this.
Yes, quite.
Once you have this voice down, it's all downhill.
Yeah.
Oh wait, was that Pink Panther or what was that?
No,
was Snagglepuss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but the even part was that
Even.
was that Snugglepuss? Is that what his name was? But he looked like Pink Panther, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah, he was the gay cat.
Yeah.
Exit stage left.
Yeah.
He's the gay
cat.
cat. He's
Yeah.
one of the gay
He
cats.
was just eccentric.
I just like pinks with scarves.
Don't spoil my steez.
Yeah.
Look at this. It looks so heavenly behind me with
does.
this thing in the window.
It's so nice. That was a beautiful face.
Thank you. That was fine. That
Guys
was
are
my O
mean.
face. So you knew you wanted to do this madness. When did you come on out to LA? Was it immediate after
It was
graduation? Cap in the
right-
air?
Yeah.
Boom.
Actually, 2 days after I graduated college, I flew to London to visit my older boyfriend. Although we had broken up by that time, but the same
so
guy
it's
from
just
college.
See the Big Ben, a little casual
yeah.
dickin', and then there you go.
Whatevs. And then I came back home, and I was in Jersey for 3 weeks, and then I moved to LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then how did you trip and fall into the hosting world?
Oh, that's exactly how I explain it too. That I tripped and fell.
Because
into
it's always a thing. I don't
Yeah.
think there's very few people that are like, I want to host, myself included. And
right.
you just sort of trip and
kind
fall into
yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, I feel like I've told this story so many times, but it was like a dude who worked in development at G4 was sitting at my bar where I was bartending one night, and we got to talking about video games. And when he found out that I actually played and like I'm actually into all the stuff that G4 stood for.
Wait,
at
G4
that
was the
time-
first? I didn't know G4 was the first hosting
Oh
gig.
yeah, very
Wow,
first.
I didn't know that.
Really?
I really didn't, yeah.
Yeah, I had never hosted a day before in my life.
I was pretty messed up for the decade that I was at G4. So you're gonna have to.
Yeah, man, they brought me in to like do a screen test and everything with a prompter. I'd never seen a prompter before. I did not know how to read one. I was, as soon as it started moving, I was terrified that.
Hold on, I'm reading these words.
I was like, it's gonna run away. It's gonna go away too fast. Like I had no concept that someone actually controlled the speed and like paid attention to what you were saying.
They didn't teach you that in
theater school?
No, you don't have prompters in theater. You have to memorize your lines.
Well, that I get, but I thought maybe it would be a rounded program where you try to do a
I
little
was
radio
just a
and try to
theater
do a little
major.
Okay.
I wasn't like a acting.
Okay.
It was just theater.
Gotcha, just theater.
Just
so
that
you're reading a
voice.
prompter for the first time. You're
Yeah.
scared shitless that those words are going to scroll into oblivion.
And I read the stuff that was like roll clip. Like, you know.
and roll, toss to Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. I read that stuff. I was so bad. I honestly still don't, to this day, don't know why that network hired me, but for some reason they did.
It was G4. Let's put it out there. And to be clear, you were very good. And
thanks.
you know, that was, I remember we would send you out on all the field stuff
Yeah.
and crazy field stuff, and then we did the studio things. Did you enjoy it? Like all of
my
it? Were there
gosh, I
parts where
loved
you're
it.
like, this is fucking bullshit?
All the actual work I always enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, and I'm sure you've talked about it on this podcast, there were so many politics at that place that's the part that would drive me crazy.
It was Sweet Valley High times
right?
a million, and I got sucked into it.
We all did.
It was
I can't
really
tell you
vicious.
how many times I sat in my dressing room and cried to Blair Herter over a course of like 4 years.
I can't tell you how many times Blair Herter sat in my dressing room and
Yeah.
cried to me.
It was just a chain.
Fucking
we all,
pussy, that guy.
All the talent would
Yeah.
just cry to each other at some
That was,
point.
you know, it really, you know, and I get concerned when talking about it like this because it is. I want to be honest and want to be open about it. I also don't want to be there to be this skewed perspective of like
Right.
everybody was a tortured soul there because
No.
it wasn't the case. But there was some mismanagement at times and some other things which led to this environment that was like
yeah.
it was really hard to sometimes take a step back and go, I'm in Japan. You're in Japan.
Exactly.
Holy shit! Like, well, oh, this is great. When you're mired in emails and is that a knife in my back or is that? Oh wait, that's my knife. Whose back is that in? Holy shit! Why am I stabbing anybody? What is going on?
Yeah, I completely.
It was a really weird
agree.
spot.
And it's interesting because I've now been away from it for over a year now because I left in the end of 2011, and like now that I've taken a step back, I'm able to look back and go, wow, I was really, really blessed to be doing what I was doing. And it's nice that like now I don't have like any negative thoughts towards it whatsoever. But like at the time, like when you're in it, you were like, holy hell, what is happening? Like this is my life right now. You know?
Did you find that when you made your exit, and I think I'm talking to a lot of people that since it's becoming Esquire now and it's
Right.
folded, and I think I always say it's. You take a step back. It's tough to say this is the best thing that ever happened to you to
Right.
somebody that's being fired or let go or what, you know. And
Yeah.
it's like I had to go through that at G4 when I was leaving and I was like I left because I kind of saw writing on the wall and 1,000 other things. And I remember like telling producer friends of ours like Corrado and
Yeah.
Michael Schnaw and all these guys, and I'm like, this will be the greatest thing that ever happened to you.
I completely
And it was
agree.
it always seems like you know what, fuck you. Because like, oh, it's the greatest thing. Like, I'm gonna have to worry about my next paycheck. Fuck you. But at the same time, it's like, no, you don't realize how talented
Because-
and amazing.
Right. And I think that's what that network did was for some reason make you feel like you couldn't work anywhere else.
Yep.
That you were theirs, and if you left, you'd never do anything else.
Right.
And I don't know how that energy came to be at that network, and it's a shame because like that network had so much talent there, and so I'm kind of happy that people were sort of forced to go and find their own ways because they really are.
Well, did you
know?
find that what's your story from the exit into doing a Hulu series and
Yeah.
doing all that stuff? Like, did you find like, oh shit, now I'm back to what I wanted to be doing. I'm acting, and this is
absolutely.
great.
Yes, I mean, I went and straight and did Battleground right after I left
Mm-hmm.
G4, which was one of the greatest projects I've ever worked on, and that was amazing. And then all last year, like I still did hosting stuff with Hardwick's Nerdist,
Right.
everything.
Yeah, you did the 4
And
points with
I did-
Alex Albrecht.
Yeah,
as well?
and I was his correspondent on his BBC America
Mm-hmm.
show, and I did Course of the Force with them and that whole thing. And then Zach Levi has his Nerd Machine company, and I was their face for all their events and stuff like that. And it was really great to still do that work and still be in that world, and yet not feel like I had this like bearing down pressure, like someone owned me. You
right,
know?
right. That someone owns you, and how dare you look at anybody else?
Yeah,
How dare
exactly.
you? 40 lashes.
I know. I will say it was weird because because the Nerd Machine, Zach Levi's company, had partnered up with Spike last year. So all of their content was for Spike and was in their coverage. So I worked E3, but for Spike, and Spike was always considered G4's like mortal enemy.
Right.
And there was something about last E3, and I was like, I kind of feel like a traitor. What am I doing? I'm holding a microphone that says Spike on it.
Your
Like,
hands, smoke should be coming out of your grip. It should be it should be like a vampire gripping a cross.
Yeah.
You're not allowed.
And in the meantime, Spike was like, "Thank you so much."
Right,
They
probably
were
so amazing.
Grateful.
Well, that was the big
lovely,
coup, like
yeah.
when Adam Sessler departed from the network
yeah.
and unceremoniously was sort of booted out of there,
Right.
which is hopefully a conversation I get to have with Adam Stotsky at some point. I'd love to
Yeah.
hear what was going on. I've invited him on the podcast. He said he's going to come on after the.
He's not going to come to Pasadena, Kevin.
I would go. I would go to 5750. I
Okay,
would show
fine.
up. They have a studio there. I would go
They
and chat with him.
do, they do.
He said he's going to come on when it happens. That's one of the things. That story aside, it was weird when Adam left, and then it was like a week or two later. It was like E3's happening,
Right.
And he's on Spike as well. And I was like, oh my god, what's going to happen? A Switchblade Comb's going to come out, and there's going to be a Rumble. Like it was
And that
great.
was your last week, right?
That was my E3 was my last week with G4.
Yeah, that's
that was
crazy.
it. Yeah,
I know.
Wild times.
So
Do you
weird.
have any particularly fond memories? Are there shows or
tons.
things or?
Well, I mean, going to London with you for the free running
God.
championship.
When you
yes.
fucking Alison Haislip, we get to London and we're staying in a small little spot near Trafalgar Square.
We should preface this with Kevin and I decided to go out early so we could actually like
Have a couple days in
vacation.
London to
So they
enjoy.
didn't give us hotel rooms for that because it was
Correct.
our own personal. So Kevin and I decided to share a hotel room. As
We shared a
scandalous
hotel room
as that sound.
along with another gentleman.
Yes, there were three of us in one
cockblocker.
hotel room.
Yeah, well, not really. But that's
Actually, I would have been the cock blocker.
yeah, exactly. Allison was really fucking in the. You were a wet blanket on my steez. I was ready to get it in. So we're the three of us are sharing a room with one bed and a small like little
Cot.
Yeah, like a cot for.
You said
for our
cot,
friend.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, figured cot. We're staying in Trafalgar Square, and we arrive, and I am ready to bounce around London and enjoy it. And it's
made London
fucking-
happen.
I made London happen. Allison was giving me shit for bringing stereo speaker cables, and if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a video of me hooking them up
And making London happen.
and making London happen because that stereo got us through many mornings.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Allison was sick with. I can only assume that it was avian flu before avian flu was
Yes.
cool. You
That's
turned
what I'm
into a
like.
fucking zombie.
I did. I was so sick those first 2 days. It
and
was terrible.
And so I'm sharing a bed with Allison in the most unsexy way you could ever imagine.
It's
Like
so true.
in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can slip a digit. Maybe I can
What?
maybe I can sneak one
Yeah.
in like we used to at ComicCon. Like just like
What did we do at Comic-Con?
Come on now, let's not like just like a quick little pre-show warm up. I'm like, maybe I can get second knuckle this time. And you are sweating and shaking, and I'm just like looking at the ceiling, going, God, please don't get sick. I have the immune system of a gnat. Please don't get sick. And I will never forget the moment.
You shit on his dick.
No, 4 a.m, very close. 4 a.m. Allison rolls over. She's sleeping, and it's like a fluttery, snory kind of sleep. Not because you snore, but because you can tell you're sick and your
Right,
sinuses are
right.
congested. And I look over at you, and I'm like looking straight at your face. Your eyes are closed, and I'm about to wake you up because I can't deal with this. And Allison goes, huh! And it was the fucking dinosaur from Jurassic Park that has the fans that flare out from his neck. The poison spitter. She coughs like a trucker, a 12 cartons a day trucker coughs, and I feel a wad of something fly from what I imagine was the deep recesses of her throat and land on my eyeball. My open eyeball. I will never forget that feeling
Oh my
of just your
gosh.
phlegmy paintball shattering on my retina.
Yep.
And I scream, Gah! Grab my eye. You don't even fucking wake up. And if you recall, 2 days later,
You got so sick.
I was so sick. I was on antibiotics, steroids, and all this other
Yep.
shit to shoot a Ninja Warrior parkour special. I could barely
Yep.
move. It
I
was
had
like
to cover
Weekend at
all your
Burnings.
shit. I had to cover all
I'm
of your
so
work.
sorry, Allison. I'm so sorry.
Wait, do you also remember one of the nights when I was sick? I was like, I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't fall
I know what
asleep,
it is.
and I like couldn't get comfortable, and I was like, I don't want to wake Kevin up. I don't want to wake Kevin up. So I snuck out of bed and stole like an extra extra blanket from the closet, and I took my pillow, and I went and made myself a bed in the bathtub. So and I like brought my book in, and I was like reading in the bathtub, and like Kevin wakes up in the middle of the night and like stumbles into the bathroom, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I can't sleep."
You looked so sad with your blanket and your book. I'm like, get out of that tub. I pee in there. What are you doing? Get out. I need to use a restroom.
But this is why I love that trip.
That was
those moments.
That was amazing. I remember running to a pharmacy at some ungodly hour to go get you some medicine, and I didn't realize Londoners do not believe in medicine.
Yeah,
they just don't have it.
Well, they have that.
They have like
crazy shit that we can't
like,
take out here.
Right. They have like one type of pill, like some green pill. That's it. But there's no like NyQuil or Sudafed or blah blah blah. There's just like one pill. I don't know. They wish it away.
Well, they have that tea. They have that.
They have
What is it?
Like Theraflu or something like that. But it's their version.
Theraflu,
Yeah.
It's like but it has shit in it that's not FDA approved, so we can't have it out here.
Yeah.
in the
Well, we
States.
would use it to make meth.
Yes.
That's why it's not allowed out here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you also remember you got arrested in the park?
I do remember that. What? I remember that. That was so true.
Kevin flirted his way out of going to jail for smoking pot in one of the parks in London.
And she was a hottie undercover police officer
Yep.
too. We should be telling stories about you
we
since you're
should.
the guest. But
All right.
I did. First of all, do not call your park Green Park if I can't smoke a fucking joint in it. That's very misleading, London. I don't speak yield French.
Yeah.
So, I was so bummed. I can tell that story another time. It's very, very fun. But yeah.
I basically told it.
Well, yeah. There's some layers to it, like the fact that I offered the undercover cop a hit of my joint.
Wow.
So smart.
And was very upset, and then invited her out to Sister Act, which we were seeing
That's
that
right.
night.
We saw Sister Act.
We saw Sister Act.
I forgot about
I love
that.
It's like, what is it, the West End or whatever? Or what
the
is
West
it?
End,
the West
yeah.
End.
That's
It's like
their Broadway.
It's their Broadway, and we
Yeah.
went to see Sister Act.
Well, because we had a hookup and didn't have to pay for
Yeah, I
tickets.
know. No, it was great. I
Yeah.
had a great time. Like,
But
that was fun.
I was very disappointed that Sister Act did not have "Hail, Holy Queen, enthroned above." Oh, Maria. That's the only reason you see Sister Act.
And of
Love.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Alma,
have a
check
number?
your battery. They didn't have any original songs from
From the
Sister
movie.
Act,
So
and
it
I
wasn't
couldn't believe
official
it.
or something, right? Is
I
that why?
love him, I love him, I love him, and where he goes, I'll follow, I'll follow.
It's because they're all different copyrights. They're too expensive.
Yeah, it really really bummed me out.
Yeah.
Really bummed me out. Although I fucking love Sister Act, so it was good to see a little bit of the theater.
The theater.
The theater. So London, that was a trip. What about Japan? Did you have any?
Japan. I mean, I went to Japan 4 times while I was at G4, and that was always amazing and always involved mass quantities of alcohol. The first time I went out was with Blair Herter.
Oh shit.
And Blair, I have 2 good stories about this. Blair had never been to any Disney park ever. He's lived in LA for like 10 years and he's never even been to Disneyland, which is
Right.
45 minutes away. Not to mention Disney World. He's from Louisiana. Disney World is right over there too. So I was like, we are going to Disney Japan, or Tokyo Disney, I think is what they call
Tokyo
it out
Disney.
there. And he was like, I have no idea what to expect. And I was like, I cannot wait for this moment. So we show up at Tokyo Disney. And if you've ever been to Disneyland, Tokyo Disney looks exactly the same.
Really?
Except everything's in Japanese. But literally it's like to a T identical. And so we show up and Blair walks into Main Street and he looked like a 5-year-old child. He was like, and like he couldn't even speak. He was like, I don't even know what to say. And I was like, this is gonna be the greatest day ever. And I took him on like every single ride. I will say, Splash Mountain, they sing
Splash
everything.
Mountain.
Yeah, they sing everything in Japanese though.
Splash Mountain.
So, but you would think that the phrase zippity doodah,
Right.
that's just sounds. That's not words.
Yeah.
But that is translated into Japanese.
What do
like,
they?
yay, hapodifi.
That's incredibly insensitive.
I don't know. It just
Incredibly.
Ding dong dong dong.
Yeah, it all sounds like throwing
No, but I
plates
mean,
downstairs.
it's just
Ching, pong,
sounds.
ching, ching, chong.
It's zippity doodah to us. It's just sounds. It's just sounds to them too, but it's different sounds.
It's their language, Allison.
Sorry, maybe it was words.
If they're trying to say rock, why don't they just say rock instead of having their own word for it?
Oh, and when you go through, it's a small world. It's all in Japanese until you go through North America, and then it's in English.
Oh,
You
well,
know-
that's how it is here,
Yeah.
though. It's all in English
But
until
that's
you
what
go
I mean. You
through
don't
the...
hear it until it's in English until you get to your continent. And then the other thing is that the last night, maybe not the last night, but near the end of our trip, Blair and I went out to dinner with some of the people from the Ninja Warrior crew and like all these other people. And we drank so much because they just drink in Japan. And like all these
Yeah.
execs are just constantly ordering all this kind of alcohol. I had to excuse myself from the table 4 times because I honestly thought I was going to vomit. I was like, I need to go to the bathroom and puke. because I'm so drunk. And by the 4th time when I was like, I can't get myself to puke, I came back and I like tapped Blair and I was like, we need to go because I'm going to throw up. And he was like, okay. And Blair like got my arm, like got me out of there.
When you came back to the table from the first 3 times, did you continue to drink?
I would like take sips here and there. I was trying to eat more, but we were ordering like
the food slows down
just,
and the drink speeds up. That's how Japan goes.
It was just sushi too. It was just like small pieces of raw fish. There was nothing else. So it's like you can't get enough of that in you to like soak up all of that alcohol.
Jesus. I remember being abandoned at an underground sort of nightclub by Adam Sessler, my first time in Japan. We were the last 2 holdouts there, surrounded by Asian women. I was wearing a laced-up nudie boy shirt from Harajuku. Yeah. I had my white trash mustache, bleach blonde tips, cigarette. I don't smoke, but fuck it. If you're near Japan, why not? I mean, you get them from vending machines. And I just remember Adam Sessler was speaking in an alien language, and then he disappeared into the streets of Japan like through smoke. It was the most amazing thing ever.
He was a ninja.
He basically David Blained. There might have been a white dove that flew off through that, but
did you see the Russian hookers or no Russian models that roam Japan? That's what I always thought
like
was
feral
weird.
cats?
No.
Yeah. Like, you would go to these nightclubs. Like the same thing happened to me. I went to like 5 nightclubs, drank a bottle at every
was this
club.
in an area called Roppongi?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Roppongi is the fucking dirtiest.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like imagine the asshole of Vegas.
Right.
Yeah.
Just shitting out sadness, and that's Roppongi. Like they've got like the Hard Rock Hotel and all this, and it's like very like, hey, come here because you can get strippers and whores and blah blah blah. But it's not a clean or happy.
Well, during the day, it's where they have a lot of their like massive shopping malls. But beyond that,
I mean, at night, Roppongi is dirty. If you want like the good sex, you go to there's a soap parlor district near
soapies.
I did not know about this.
Yeah, in Kabukicho, I believe is the name of it, which is near Golden Guy. Did you go to Golden Guy and experience that?
No, you told me about it.
God,
I remember you telling me about it.
Favorite place on earth.
Yeah.
But there's a soap parlor place there, and it's crazy because it was my first time really experiencing racism, where I tried to go into a club and they're like, and they're giving me the X at the door, and I'm like, what? I'm of age, and I'm like, no gaijin. I'm like, wow, that was crazy. Yeah, no white dudes allowed, no foreigners, no white guys.
Yeah, these clubs though would have these Russian mobs of hot models, because I guess there were so many model jobs for Russian women out there that they all lived out there, and they would come in gangs of these hot, like tall girls, where everyone else is like shorter and stuff like that. And I met a few girls there that were strippers, and they were like, "You stay away from those girls; they're dangerous." I'm like, "What?
Really?"
Sounds like a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
And you didn't stay away from them, did you?
No.
Yeah, actually I did, because I was hanging out with Asian strippers.
Okay, well that's it. Yeah, you've already scored a 9. Don't shoot for the 10, man. That could end dangerously. So since the we used to have can we talk about the numbers thing? Do you want to talk about the numbers thing? I love the numbers. I want to talk about the numbers thing.
For a second, I was like, the what? I thought we were still talking about G4.
I didn't know how to get into it. I didn't know how to politely
segue?
Ask you if it was how to ask if it was okay without making you the person who goes like, nah, I don't really want to talk about that. You know,
we can talk about the numbers.
Allison,
I already told you who my number 2 was. So.
Yeah, we've heard Allison's number 2 was some dude 10 years her senior from New York. Cool, leather jacket, musician, theater type. I got it. But I was always impressed because Allison would come back like it didn't matter if it was an extended weekend or a regular weekend. She was just racking up dudes.
What?
And I would be like, "What number are you at now?" And she was like, "We hit the odometer clicked. We have hit triple digits."
None of this is true. Kevin always makes fun of me because my number was so low. That was the thing. Kevin was always so disappointed that I did not take every option that I possibly could. And he
didn't
like,
get
didn't
out
understand
there? Why didn't you make it happen? What's going on? I mean, I know you made up for lost time, but it's like there's some good dudes out there.
Yeah.
Let them treat you poorly for a couple minutes and then leave you alone.
Let them treat me poorly.
Why not?
I'm just very selective.
Yeah,
I like my time in bed to be good.
So what's the process? What is the selection process like?
I don't know. It's honestly with
Does it
me.
involve a slide rule?
Yeah. No, it's like a big thing with me, and I know this sounds
is.
stupid because this is what every woman says, but it's a trust thing. And what?
I've never heard.
Really?
That. Well, because women never trust me, and they shouldn't.
Well, that's
so
it. Then
that's why I'm
it.
like, what? Trust doesn't. You don't need trust to get laid.
I am someone who walks around with so many walls built up, and like I always feel like I can like throw it right back in your face, and like you can't get through to me and whatever. So it's the rare person who can get through and makes me go, oh. I think I could let you in, both figuratively and literally.
I want to let you inside of me.
Yeah.
God, you sound like a succubus at that point.
What?
Wrong door.
What? There's no, as long as you knock, there's no wrong door, my friend. What would 1993 Alison Haislip say about what you just said?
I think 1993 Allison would still be on board with that because 1993 Allison had just as many walls up as 2013 Allison.
Alison
There's my
Haislip,
picture.
yeah. You were an adorable young boy.
How cute you are.
I have clear braces on, by the way.
I would have inappropriately approached you at a park.
Yeah?
Yeah, I definitely
Thanks.
would have. Yeah, I
Thanks.
totally would have.
I appreciate
I would have
that.
wasted some van time on you.
Yeah.
Alison Haislip has a Twitter account called Ali-20. It's ALI -20. It's minus is spelled out, kids. No hyphens allowed. And it is actual excerpts from your diary.
Not excerpts, it's the whole thing.
Well, but it's posted one block at a time, right? So they feel like excerpts. But yeah, you're posting your diary from 20 years ago.
Yes.
And there are, I mean, you lived a riveting life. I mean, circus performers and needle exchanges. Let me read you from, here we go. Here's
today's.
Here's
today's.
March 21st. Dear diary, CCD was canceled today. Yeah. And we didn't go to church because of the Girl Scout booth sale. Double yeah.
And then you have to keep going. You haven't finished.
Okay, go read it. It's your voice. I want to hear it. Yeah.
The booth sale was fun. It was at the Oldwick Firehouse at their pancake breakfast. We sold a lot of cookies. We went to the general store for lunch. This afternoon we went to see a movie. It was called A Far Off Place. It was pretty good. Triple yeah. Bye, Allison. So I end every entry with bye in all caps.
What fucking Cracker Barrel did you grow up in that you're like, it was at the Oldwick Firehouse and there was a pancake breakfast.
Oldwick, New Jersey.
and a teddy bear jamboree. They strummed banjos and
By
we
the
made
way,
marmalade.
The Oldwick General Store makes the best damn sandwiches on the face of this planet. I challenge anyone to find me a better
I
one.
feel like
It is
you
so
grew
good.
up in an animated, like a Disney film. Like when you were using your toothbrush, little bluebirds just perched on the end of it while you whistled. Like, did you grow up like Cinderella story?
Totally.
Did you?
No, I mean, I grew
You had
up.
a family that sang songs by a piano together, did you
Oh,
not?
absolutely.
That is a Cinderella
100%.
story. That is hand animated.
100%. Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, go for it.
This is a story that we still talk about today in my family. The night we went out for my mom's birthday, and I ordered 4 cheese pizzettes, which is a small pizza, but I thought it said 4 cheese pizzettes. I was sad because when one pizza arrived, I asked where the other 3 were and did not realize I had ordered a 4 cheese pizza and thought I had ordered 4 cheese pizzas. Also, that's how much I ate as a kid, that I legitimately ordered 4 pizzas.
That's all right. It's that youthful metabolism.
Yeah,
You devour.
yeah.
It's fine.
So my parents moved out of the house that I grew up in New Jersey about 2 years ago now. And they shipped me out all these boxes of crap and basically were like, you deal with this stuff now. You know, we're not holding on to your notebooks from 8th grade or whatever. And I dug through the last box of crap about, 6 to 8 months ago and found my diary from 1993. And I've only kept a diary for 1 year of my life. And it was 1993, and I wrote it in every single day. And as soon as I realized that we were coming up on 2013, and it was exactly 20 years later,
That's brilliant.
I was like, I have to do something with this. So I created the Twitter account.
Why just Brian Terwilliger has been bombing me during this entire podcast live.
Hi, Brian Terwilliger.
So I just want to, this is a shout out for just the one person out there. Hey, Brian. But he did send me this photo of me holding a gun to the back of your head.
What?
On the Attack of the Show set. Which
Oh
is pretty
my
great.
gosh. Also, why am I looking at my boobs?
Well, when aren't you looking at your boobs?
That's true.
You have an obsession with your boobs.
Because they're huge. I still own that shirt too. Can
March
we show
9th.
that picture?
March 9th. Dear Diary. Dear Diary, today was fine. School was boring. After it, I went to Emily Munchmore's to make a video for science.
I made a video for science.
You should find that video.
I know. I wish I could.
So
The problem
good.
is it's probably on VHS and no one can watch it.
I know.
anymore.
It's such a relic. Such a relic.
I bought like the last VCR right before they took them off the shelf. It was like clearance at like Circuit City or something.
And was it like $3?
No, it was.
They were like, we'll pay you
$14.
$10 to
That's
take
not
this.
bad.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
not bad.
high
I got an SVHS player at Costco once. I don't mean to sound fancy, but I am. You mentioned in this diary going to piano lessons, and I don't think a lot of people know that about you. That you are quite an accomplished pianist and singer. Is that something you picked up while you were
Yeah.
doing while you were going to school for theater? You had to make yourself sing, or were you singing all along?
I was singing all along. Both my parents are musicians. They actually met in marching band in college. Like I couldn't get any nerdier. Come on.
You played hide the clarinet. What did your parents play?
What?
Were they in?
My mom was first flute.
Oh, of course she was.
And
a flautist.
my dad was the drum major. So
Oh,
he led the
yeah.
band. So
It's
it was,
always the drum majors. Those are the
was
ones
like-
that get all the pussy.
they were a power couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just grew up in a household that really appreciated music, and my mom sang everywhere. My mom plays like every musical instrument known to man. Except brass instruments. Like she doesn't play the trumpet, but she plays the oboe and like the viola da gamba and like all these like ridiculous instruments.
It sounds like
crazy.
a Creole meal. That doesn't sound real at all.
It's a viola da gamba is the like stand-up string instrument that's smaller than a bass but larger than a viola. It like stands. It's like the one that's in between those two sizes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's more of like a medieval instrument too, apparently.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So I just grew up with music all the time, and I was in piano lessons for like God knows how many years.
Was it forced at first, and then you fell in love with it, or?
Yeah, it was forced at first, and then I loved it, and then I switched piano teachers to this guy named George, who I write about in my diary, and obviously I hated George. I don't know why I hated George, because thinking back to George's piano lessons, George was the piano teacher who let me play like cool music. Like he was
Right.
the one who would like teaching me Billy Joel and that kind of stuff, not like the classical stuff that the other
or running
teachers.
scales out of books, or
Right.
anything like that.
But
yeah.
for some reason, I did not get along with George. And then I think I left for a short time, and then I went back to a different teacher, and then I took lessons till I was probably about
Well,
16.
how old were you at the time that you were taking
I
with
started
George?
when I was 8.
But when you were with
when I was taking with
George,
George,
yeah.
I'm 12, I
And
guess.
how old was George?
He was probably in his 30s.
Oh, so why weren't you dating him?
I know, right?
I mean, if history's
It's
our
totally my
guide,
type.
he should have been your
An
first.
older musician.
Now make the piano disappear.
It's in your vagina.
Baby Grand, huh?
There you go. There, yeah, see?
Most people don't know that you vajazzle. I think we should talk about that for a
I don't
second.
vajazzle.
When did you start?
I'm on a stripper
vajazzling?
pole.
Oh, you are on a stripper pole.
I still own that shirt, too.
Did that one not get returned to G4?
No. Well, no, when I left, they gave me all my wardrobe. God bless
Oh,
them.
that was nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't get all my wardrobe when
I'm
I
sorry.
left. Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. That's a whole other story. Repressed anger. No, I'm so happy. But the piano thing is, you were talking about what the fuck was that?
That's the blue bikini I wore to go swimming with
Look
the
at your-
sharks. That
look at me,
became
I'm
such
wearing
a
a-
huge
Look at your
thing.
muscles.
I know I'm wearing a baby
Yeah.
gap. I'm wearing a baby gap shirt in that
Your
one.
muscles are huge,
Yeah,
Kevin.
what the fuck is
There was a
going
moment where I almost.
forgot about
This
that.
was
was
like
a
the
moment where I-
entire package about my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was when it was like we need to figure out how to bring in ratings. I know. Let's get everybody to Bikini instead of, I don't know, putting up a billboard
Yeah.
or running a fucking commercial for the show.
Nah,
let's
that
just
sounds silly.
let's just cater to the 3 viewers
Yeah.
we have by
There's
putting
my
Alison in Bikini. But God bless you, you were a
Yep.
good sport.
Yep.
And that was great. I know that your ass had a lot of issues with the paperwork for that shoot, but you were
Seriously.
fantastic.
When your ass is more famous than your face, it's a little depressing.
Don't I know, sister?
Yeah.
But you recently posted a video, as recently as in potentially yesterday.
Yeah,
Of you
yesterday.
playing piano. Is that something you're going to do more often? Are you going to
think
try
I
to get
will
back into
now.
music in a serious way?
Yeah, it was funny because of the Ali minus 20 tweets. I talk about piano lessons so much. So many people have been like, "Do you still play piano?" Post a video of you playing the piano, like whatever. And I was kind of toying with the idea because like I'm nervous about playing the piano for my friends in real life.
Sure.
Like people are always like, "Play the piano," and I'm like, "Let me have a glass and a half of wine first, and then I'll sit down
Right.
and play for you."
You have a problem. Sure.
So I was like, all right, maybe I'll make a video. And this video that you are watching is probably easily the 12th or 13th video that I taped, like over the course of 2 weeks. Because I would like tape one and I'd be like, I'm not happy with it. And I'd tape another and be like, I don't like how the lighting
Yeah.
looks. Or like, I don't like, I was so picky about it. And I actually recorded it on Monday. And it was the first time that I was like, okay, I think I can get away with tweeting this one. And then I recorded on Monday and didn't post it till Wednesday. I sat on it for 48
And
hours.
what did I say?
Because I was so nervous.
And
You
what did
told
I
me to
say?
stop being a pussy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so finally I posted it, and then the reaction to it has been so positive.
It's great. It's great. I immediately,
Thanks.
I was so drawn to it that I threw it into live, and I was
I
like, I'm gonna
know.
throw some synths to this and some drums,
Yeah.
which you know,
I'll be honest. When Kevin Purr pays attention to something I do, I'm like, oh, maybe that was good.
that's a thing.
Yeah, totally.
Really? I need to stop paying attention to you.
Aw.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's very kind of you to say and,
Yeah.
and flattering to hear, but it goes both ways,
Yeah,
certainly.
thanks.
But can you play a little bit more of that for those who haven't heard it? I want the
Oh,
chorus
yeah, I
is
kinda
really
talked over
great.
it.
I can hear
There it is.
your heart beat slowing down.
That's some fucking
I
music.
can hear your
That is some
heart
slow jam.
beat.
Have you heard the original?
I don't think I'm familiar with the original actually.
I mean, the original is much different because it's like a rock band, but it was
Okay.
one of these songs. I don't know. It's been on the radio maybe like 4 months ago or something like that. And the first time I heard it, I was like, All American Rejects? What? This song's kind of amazing. I have a weird way of like hearing a song and then going, if people knew what this song was, just piano and vocals, they would appreciate the song so much more. Because sometimes, these days, like music gets so caught up in the
Piano
like,
players
pop
would
music.
appreciate it so much more.
Well,
yeah.
maybe.
People who sing and play piano would appreciate it that way.
Do you remember when Rihanna had that song Umbrella come out, and then some chick covered it singing her on guitar, and everyone went, "Oh, this is a good song."
I think that's a totally valid point. Like music is so overproduced and layered and everything else that when you deconstruct it and get a single instrument and a single voice, that's why I was reluctant to even do anything to it for a second, because I was like, oh, it's what it got to me just being what it is. That really opened it up. And then my instinct is like, well, let me throw 1,000 filters on it and fuck it up and ruin everything that was beautiful about it. But that's where I go. But I totally get what you're saying about that. And I agree.
That was one of the songs that I heard, and I was like, I feel like this song, if you just simplify it, people would appreciate the actual song and the writing of it so much more. And so that's where I got the idea for that.
So when are you starting a band up?
I know, right? Kevin, I think we need to start a band up.
A lot of people were tweeting that.
I know.
A lot of people were saying that, which is cool. I'm not proficient enough at anything to do a band. I mean, I could drum, but that's about it.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I love like playing music and recording music.
Do you not like performing it live?
No, I'm terrified. I'm
Really?
terrified of it.
Oh,
and like
I
the
love it.
thought of like, really?
I love it. I would, and I've always, I would give it all up today
To do that?
to be a rock star. Yeah. And people are like, well, then fucking do it. And I'm like, I have a mortgage.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm not saying I'm unhappy doing what I do, because I'm certainly not.
No,
There's
exactly.
much worse fates, but I know that I would be a little bit happier if I was
doing
engaging
that.
the music thing
I
as
was
well.
I was in a band in high school. I was
What?
the lead singer of a rock band. in
Oh
high
my
school.
God. We just heard about Seth Green's high school band.
Really?
Or not high school
Belly
band,
Room.
but Belly Room.
Belly Room.
Belly Room. Yeah.
My band was
What were you?
called Elusive.
Oh my God.
Elusive.
I was totally dating the drummer.
One night
What?
only. It sounds like a gentleman's club.
We played a lot of Sweet 16 parties.
What did you cover most stuff, or would you have
Yeah,
originals?
we had both.
Okay.
We did a lot of No Doubt covers because it was right when No Doubt was
and
big.
you could
And-
handle some Gwen.
Exactly.
I didn't know there was that many black drummers.
No, the drummer in our band was like the only skater kid in my high school. Like he was the one who like totally.
Wait,
like,
is the
wore
drummer from No
chains.
Doubt black, or are you just saying Allison only dates black guys?
That's right.
Thank you. Sorry,
that's it.
I got confused. I was
it.
like, no, he's a white dude for sure. There is
Yeah.
a black guy in the band, but
He's like the
I got it.
bassist
Yeah,
or something.
And but
Yeah.
she said date, not casually bang through a divider in an I-5 rest stop. There are two.
Through a divider.
Yeah, like glory hole.
Yeah.
You know about glory holes, yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. I always have to educate you on things
You
like
do.
bukkakis and gaping and
Hentai,
glory
yeah.
holes and hentai. Yeah, and
Yep.
it's very sweet. And you're always a
Yeah.
good sport about it. You're usually a good sport about it. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Lemon
no.
parties.
Oh God, lemon parties. One guy in one jar. Should we pull that up?
No.
Have you seen One Guy in One Jar?
How about Meat Spin?
Meat Spin's cute, but
It's
One Guy in
gone.
One Jar
It doesn't exist
One
anymore.
Guy in One Jar.
I feel like I've seen one. Maybe
Meat Spin is a
not.
dude, a guy getting banged, and you watch his dick sort of flop in a circular pattern. It sort
like-
of
yeah,
flops
it's doing like,
rotationally.
Yeah.
And it counts how many spins are going on in the corner. And if you let it get past like 19 spins, a message pops up telling you you're officially gay.
It's pretty great.
It's cute. One Guy in One Jar is, to me, the internet in one video.
Yep.
It's one. I don't even want to describe it because
Is it like Two Girls, One Cup?
it's better because
involve
it's
that?
one guy and one jar.
Right.
Is this the one where he puts it up in?
Yeah. Okay. It's an empty mason jar, a thick glass,
Yeah.
like thick mouth mason jar.
Wait.
And
What?
you just see it on the ground, and it's there like in his kitchen / breakfast nook. And then you watch two legs kind of pop into frame, hairy, glistening thighs, and it slowly lowers down onto this mason jar to the point where, just like your magic piano teacher, it disappears into his asshole. And then there's a moment or two where you're like, I don't know whether to be horrified or impressed. I don't know whether I should clap or vomit. And then you hear,
No! What? No!
Yes. And then it's just.
and then it's Crimson Tide all over the floor.
CT.
And not only does he start bleeding from the ass from the shattered mason jar that's in there, but he starts digging like a hand in a Cracker Jack box looking for the decoder ring, and he's pulling out shard after shard after shard on camera, and it is bleeding like an elbow
Yes.
to the face, and MMA style, just gushing from his
is
asshole.
worse than the
Let's pull it
lemon
up.
party.
Let's show it
No,
to
I
him.
don't think we
Nope.
can show it
Nope.
actually because it's Ustream.
Can we pull it up
Nope.
without putting it on the stream?
Nope.
You don't want to see it?
You know what? I got it.
What's your tolerance?
My imagination.
I figured working at G4 and then
Yeah.
spending, a couple
more
hours
just
or two with
working
me.
with you.
That's what I mean. Like I figured your tolerance
Yeah.
would be. Have you grown more sensitive since
Maybe
we haven't
I
been working
have.
together?
I know. I don't have my
you believe-
daily dose of Pereira.
I've grown more sensitive.
What?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, no, a little
Really?
bit. A little bit. It
Just that?
sucks. It fucking sucks.
Kevin, do you remember when we hosted a charity event together?
Oh my God, that was...
You better say amazing.
No, you know what? I really enjoyed it until the actual event when I thought the video played, and it was like, what did we do?
Right. Oh my gosh, that video.
It was terrible. Like, it was not well received in a room. Like, we're at a charity event where people
Right.
are polite, like by
Yeah.
default, and they couldn't even muster up anything positive
did
to
we
say
make
about what
the
we did.
video? It was about us training to host the event.
No, it was.
Oh.
Yeah, there was 2 parts to the video. One was about like, what are we gonna do to get ready for this thing, and we did a music video about charity. It was called Charity the Musical.
Oh my gosh.
We
Is
shot
that
a music
online?
video for it. Thank God it is not.
Yeah.
What are you playing there?
I was just looking for One Man, One Job.
Oh yeah, please pull that up at some
No.
point. Yeah, we need to expose you to it, Clockwork Orange style.
Oh gosh.
I don't remember what the charity event was, but it was. Oh no, it was
Handle
your
with
friend
care.
Handle with Care.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, I definitely remember the actual charity.
Yeah.
I just remember what we did. Don't you remember we told those like bad jokes, and one of the jokes like literally no one chuckled at? We were like, okay, I knew that was a bad joke. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad.
There was a line. I was very proud of one of the lines in the musical, though. One of the lyrics of "Spend
was
some
it?
change or spend some change and make it."
Yes.
And I was like, "This is clever. Yeah, spend a little change and you can make some change.
Yeah.
This is going to be so well received." Snore.
I think we went a little overboard.
It was overboard, and it was a celebration of us and not a charity at all. It was me and Allison being like, "Look at this song we put together in this video that we shot at the courtyard, that thing." And it had nothing to
and
do
all
with
of
the
our
charity.
friends were dressed in bizarre costumes.
It was there was choreographed dance moves. It was bad.
Oh gosh.
I think we should talk
totally
about
forgot
the diddling at ComicCon though, because you tried to play it off like that never
that.
happened.
Diddling at ComicCon.
Oh,
No,
wait,
I'm not watching it. No,
look. You will look. Look out of the corner of your eye if you must. Hold on, wait. He's on
Oh,
it.
God.
He's on it.
Oh God.
All right. This
Oh,
is like I
God.
want to
Why
narrate
are you
this like
making
a
me watch
curiosity
this?
landing. The sphincter has made contact with the floor.
It's gone.
The jar is almost disappeared. Wait,
No,
no,
I
you
can't
haven't
look.
you haven't
When it
got to
starts
the
bleeding,
crack
I'm not
moment.
gonna look.
It hasn't
No,
even
no.
started yet. It's not even. It's totally fine now. It winked at you.
Oh,
It likes it. Oh, look, there it goes. There it goes.
I saw it.
Allison, look, he's pulling pieces out.
No.
He's pulling pieces out. Oh my God. Take it to a recycling center. He is a gentleman.
Why is this a thing? Why?
Because men have buttholes and don't have girlfriends.
Oh, God.
That's why it's a thing.
This is terrible. I
That
should
is
not
why
have
it's a
eaten lunch
thing.
before I came here. I don't know why. I
That,
thought
that
So
beet
good.
salad.
All right, what were we talking about?
We were talking about us hooking up at ComicCon.
We
and
didn't
making
hook
it sound
up
like
at Comic-Con.
Well, if you don't want to label it as such, that's fine. But like shit happened. Sparks
Kevin,
flew, and ladies were
I know who you
impregnated.
hooked up with at Comic-Con. You know who I
let's
hooked up
talk
with
about
at
that.
Comic-Con.
Who did I hook up
Oh.
at ComicCon?
Your current girlfriend.
We didn't hook up at ComicCon.
Oh.
We never hooked up at ComicCon.
Oh, I thought you
That was
did.
Sessler.
No.
I arranged that though. Can we
That-
talk about that?
Sure.
Can we talk about the fact that you have an awesome girlfriend because of me?
I do, yeah. That's sort
you
of
do.
well. I mean, I didn't know she was into other chicks too, but thanks for playing along.
No.
Thanks for sealing
because
that deal.
I was out, of course, drunk because you're drunk at Comic-Con 98% of the time, for the most part.
Let's be
And
clear. Every story you've told,
I've been drunk.
you've
Yeah.
been drunk.
I know. That's when the good stories happen to me, though.
of course they
you know?
do. No night ever. There's that saying that like no good story begins with "so I ate a salad."
Right.
Right.
Fuck that.
Do you day drink a
Salads are
lot?
stupid. Unless they have bacon. That's the only salad I'll eat.
Do you day drink?
Yeah, fuck, I'll day drink. That's awesome.
No problem.
What's
Do
your
I have a
drink?
problem?
Is that your solution?
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Jack
It's the only
Daniels?
way I can make it through
Do you want to talk about who you hooked up with at Comic-Con?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
No.
Because that would...
That would what?
That would-
That'd be an interesting story.
It would be an interesting story, but I'm
No,
not gonna,
I think
I
that's
don't-
good of you to
Yes.
not.
I don't kiss and tell in those
He was going
situations.
through some times, and that was you kind of took advantage of him.
Shut up.
That
Oh my
was-
gosh.
You can't do this.
I'm kidding.
Sessler?
No, anyway, going back to your
Wait,
story.
let's play F Mary Kill with G4 Talent. Go.
Wait, can I finish the story about hooking you with Bria first, and then we'll do that?
I actually want to hear the F Mary Kill thing.
Okay, fine. Let's do F, Marry, Kill.
Yeah, F Mary Kill, G4 Talent. Go.
Oh, I'm giving you fuck, Marry, Kill first?
No, you're choosing of the male talent at G4.
You have
Who
to
would
pick
you
three
F?
then.
No, I don't. No. It's better for you. To
So it's
decide
open to
it.
all of the talent
Open to
at
all of the
G4.
talent. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's better that way. You've thought about this before.
I feel like we've played this before.
We probably have. And we were probably drunk at Comic-Con.
I
It was probably
know.
2 knuckles deep.
Okay, wait. Who are my choices? It's you and Blair.
Sure. I didn't throw
Hardwick.
myself in the running, but you did. That's fine.
I'm just trying to think of all my options. Hardwick.
You could throw a Sessler in there. You can
Sessler.
throw
Morgan Webb.
You can throw Morgan Webb. Well, no, that's not.
Well,
that's cheating because
yeah.
no matter what she says there, it's hot.
That's true. Are we going back to like Joel Gordine and Zach Selwyn?
If they are on the list in a meaningful way for you.
Those are like my choices, right? Okay.
Sure.
I would probably.
You can slot multiple talent into each category if you want to.
The problem is I don't want to kill any of you guys.
There's got to be one.
Yeah, there has to be.
There has to be. I think you'd be a little less sad if I were off this planet.
Mum's the word, huh?
I just gave you a look like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, all right, I'll take the kill. That's fine. I didn't think I was in the running for the F or the Mary, so that's okay. I'll take the kill.
I could have thrown you in the F, Kevin.
Yeah?
I could have thrown you in the F.
Don't.
I feel like
say-
after
don't
all
you
this
dare.
talk, you'd actually be pretty good in bed. That's why.
But it's all talk.
Oh, okay.
It's
well, then
yeah,
fine.
It's all talk.
Then
yeah,
fine.
it's
Okay.
give me the kill.
It's getting
You
please.
hot
get
in
the
here.
kill.
Yeah.
I would.
Unless the F is for fisting.
Honestly, I'd probably marry Blair because I see him married to Jess, and he's like the fucking most amazing husband
Yeah,
in the
man.
world.
He
and
turned
the kid.
he turned into super dad all of a
Oh
sudden.
my gosh, it's great.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to snap.
Yeah.
He's gonna drive that baby off a cliff. He's
God,
gonna
I
be
hope not.
in an SUV inside of a reservoir.
Yeah, actually, I'm the credit for Blair and Jess's relationship too. See, I'm
Look
good
at
for
you,
boys.
matchmaker.
I know, right? And so wait, what do I have left?
Who's in the F? Yeah, who would you fuck?
Hardwick. We'll put Hardwick.
Oh
in there.
yeah, huh?
Yeah, there we go.
Look at that. Wow.
I haven't told him this yet. I hope this. No, now you're gonna hear about it, Hardwick. Like a week ago, I had a crazy sex dream about Hardwick.
Whoa!
Like what? Like that had never happened before. And I woke up that morning and like
The nerd
honestly,
fist.
for like the first like half of the day, I thought of Chris as a completely different person. I was like, what happened to me last night?
I'm gonna call Chris right now,
Do it.
Do
and
it.
you
Well,
get
now
to
he just
describe.
knows. I'm sure everyone on Twitter is gonna tell him.
Did
right
you
now.
rub it right before you got out of bed?
I bet you can't even. You have to.
No.
You could have sleep paralysis, and you got to figure out a way to get those thighs together if you're thinking
Yeah,
about.
keeping
Sir
a
Hardwick.
penny
What was
between
the
my thighs.
What was the dream?
I don't remember. I just remember waking up and being like, I just had a sex dream about Chris Hardwick.
Where's my Hitachi?
Yeah.
Is it? Well, then that's. If you don't remember, there's no point in calling him to have you describe.
Are you
the
calling
sex
him
dream.
right
I was
now?
calling him. Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting if you would walk him through it.
No.
Okay, so F. Chris Hardwick,
Yeah.
like that. All right, makes
There we
sense.
go.
Strapping guy, successful, smart,
Mary
very
Blair
funny.
and
Mary
kill
Blair
you.
and kill me.
I don't want to kill you, Kevin.
No, that's all right.
All right.
I'll take Hardwick sloppy seconds.
All right. There you go.
We want to talk ComicCon?
Yeah, ComicCon.
Yeah, now
oh,
it's,
your
now it's all
story.
uncomfortable here. It's
No, I
uncomfortable in
know.
this room now
Did
because
you
you
sense
just
the
said
vibe now?
yeah, because you're the guy that she wants to kill.
Killed.
Oh,
he
it's not. No,
volunteered.
It's more
He
uncomfortable.
volunteered.
Instead of, like,
the thought of
Yoshi.
you and Chris Hardwick fucking is what made me uncomfortable. That was more.
It's a little
and not
weird,
because
'cause we're kind
look,
of
I
brother
would,
and sister.
I would wear Hardwick like a JanSport. I would let him hop on my back. I would Greek leapfrog with him all day long. He's very attractive,
Yeah.
very successful, smells like money and just willpower. But it's just weird because you're both such good friends. So the
Yeah,
idea of
he's
him
like my brother,
power
which is
driving
why.
you,
Yeah.
do
That's
you
what
think,
I'm saying.
Do you think you would need to be on top for that, or would you surrender?
Would I need to be on top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
probably.
how do you want the Nerdist to take you?
Nerd.
You just want him to you just
We're
want him
not
to lay
talking
there?
about this anymore. Now it's getting weird.
Does he get to put it in 4 points?
Oh my-
All 4
what?
points? I think there's 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
I
there's
was like,
4.
where's the fourth?
yeah.
My ear?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That
He'll find
counts
a
as
way.
1 point.
Yeah, it's one whole point. Good.
The 4 points. Wait, I'm going back to Comic-Con and telling you about how I hooked you up with Bria because we were all out like wasted. I think it was like Zach
To be clear,
Levi's
there was
party.
no hookup at Comic-Con. Bria was actually in a relationship at the
Right,
time.
right,
And so
right.
nothing really,
Right.
truly nothing happened.
I don't doubt that, but I was with a group of people out at the Nerd HQ party, and it was like the end of the night and the bar closed, and like a group of us were all like, we have to go find another place to drink, even though it's 2 a.m. and no one sells alcohol anymore. So we all ended up in this hotel room in the Hard Rock, and I literally like did not even. I mean, I knew all the people I was with, but I could not, unless you told me someone was there, I wouldn't be able to tell you who was there because I was that drunk. But what I remember was sitting on the bed chatting with my gentleman at the time, and Bria comes like running over and she's like, Allison, and I was like, I didn't even know you were in this room, hi. And she's like, where's
was she
Kevin?
just leering in the corner
Yeah, I had
watching
no
you
idea.
hook
That's
up
what I
with
mean. Like
somebody?
I had whatever. No. There was a whole bunch of us in there.
Yeah, I bet. That's how you roll.
Um,
Yeah. Some in costumes, some
And,
just covered in KY.
You know how
Are
Comic-Con
them
is. And
Globetrotters?
Bria comes running over and she goes, where's Kevin Pereira? And I was like, what? And she's like, where's Kevin Pereira? And I was like,
Was she drunk and fiery?
keep in mind, I had not seen you or Bria this entire night, so I had no idea why she was asking me where you were, besides the fact
Because she
that
knows
we
about her
worked
Comic-Con
together.
hookups.
That's it.
They're legendary.
And I was like, I don't know. I'll find out. And I shoot Kevin a text and was like, Bria Grant wants you here. I think you should come. And he's like, I'm out with friends. And I'm like, no, she's really asking about you,
Yeah.
Kevin. You should come over. And so then I got those two together, and here we are.
That's awesome.
and the
I know.
rest is
Magic.
misery. History.
History.
History. The rest
Yeah.
is history.
Look at that. Every time I see you guys tweet about each other, I'm like, oh.
What's your
it's-
FMK?
Oh yeah,
for
what's your
G4
FMK?
talent?
Would you kill me? You'd kill me.
No.
I know who'd you kill.
Yeah,
Never
you gotta
mind.
get revenge.
I would. You know what? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't kill you in the slightest. Who would you know? That's tough.
You have more options too.
I have a lot
There's
more
a lot
options.
more ladies. to
and
choose
and
from.
like the guys of G4. I mean, yeah, Hardwick and Blair are handsome, but the rest we're all pretty.
Kevin, you are a
fucking-
handsome man.
Listen, I thank you. I didn't say that to hear that, but it's like the guys of G4 have a much better time with the F, marry, kill.
Yeah.
I probably would have married Kristen.
Oh yeah,
At
absolutely.
some point, just because because she has a radial effect of kindness and sweetness,
and she's like a wife.
an amazing wife,
Yeah.
amazing wife, smoking hot too.
Yeah.
I love Kristen.
Yeah.
It's great, and I love her husband too. I would marry the husband too. He is,
He's a good-looking man,
he's a
too.
great looking man, dashing as well. Him and Hardwick. Now there's
There
a
you
power
go.
couple. Who would I F though? That's tough because I would have
not
thrown a
tough.
bone your way. I mean, I don't. I guess we're pretending that I haven't. So I would have tossed one your way. I would have thrown it in Sarah Underwood.
Yeah.
That's the romantic way to say it, right?
Right.
I would have,
Yep,
I would have
totally. Thrown it in.
I'd have slipped it right in her. And it's hard because I never thought of like talent on the show in that way.
Exactly.
Like I couldn't. I couldn't.
know.
I could think of interns that way. I'm that
Right.
asshole.
Well, we all know that.
No problem doing. That was a
But
relationship.
Kevin, that's why we could go to London and live together in a hotel
Totally,
room
totally.
for
But
5
it's always-
days.
It's always so funny when people are like, dude, you hitting that? Bro,
Right?
bro. I don't even know how they make that sound on Twitter,
I
but they do
know.
it. Bro, bro, you hitting
Well,
that?
people still ask Hardwick if he banged Jenny McCarthy back in the day.
I know, and I'm gonna get that to the end of days, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But it's like people are like, you didn't hit that fag.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
hit that, you gay. I'm like, no, it's like
or
a
he's
sister.
respectful.
Well, and it's not that. It's just like it feels like
Yeah.
a sister. Because when I
Yeah.
grew up, I would always like my friends that had hot sisters would be like, yo, you walk in on that on the shower. Yo.
Ew.
And they'd be like, ew. And that was the reaction they would get. I'd be like,
Yeah.
dude, if I had a hot sister, I'd probably be checking that out. I didn't have a sister, so I didn't know what having a sister felt like.
Right.
It seemed totally natural. Like, dude, you leave a webcam in the corner with a towel half draped over it? Because I would if I had your sister. Now
Yeah.
I realize.
Now you're like, no, I wouldn't do that at
I
all.
wouldn't do that at all. I
Yeah.
mean, I'd have sex with her, but I wouldn't film it.
Ew.
That's disgusting. That's crossing a line. Sweetheart, get a jar. I'm doing some squats.
Oh God.
I would have Sarah Underwood. I probably would have. I'm trying to think of like because we had a lot of different talent come and go over the years.
Yeah, but who are like the people who were like there.
Who I'm forgetting who was there.
well,
Olivia
okay,
Munn.
me, Candace,
I would have married
Sarah,
Morgan Webb, too.
Olivia,
I'd have married Morgan Webb.
Yeah, yeah, and Kristen. I mean, I would count
married
those
Morgan Webb.
and Chobot. I would
Oh,
say those
yeah,
are
Jess
like
was
the.
great.
I would say those are the solids.
Jess is such a like to watch her go from she's the girl who looked at PSP, that's her. Like I remember
Right.
like when I first met her, we had her on. It was probably Screensavers then. It's like that was her. To watch her like just fucking command the hosting thing,
Yeah.
and now like it just so proud of her. Like
Yeah.
she jettisoned and took that and ran with it in such a positive,
And now
amazing
birthed a
direction.
baby.
And now popped a child out of that thing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I met Jess at your house one night when we all played Rock Band. The first time I met her was at your house, and we all played Rock Band,
Okay.
and I rocked so
was
hard.
this the night that
I
you were
rocked
being flogged? This wasn't the night where you were being flogged by a stripper. I have video of that, by the way. If you want to pretend that night doesn't exist, I have a video
I
of
vaguely
you
remember
in
that.
double braided
I think
rope.
it was that night.
You
I
in
think-
double braided rope.
That's right.
Bent over a couch while
That's
a stripper
right.
smacks you on the ass.
I think it was
My
that
good
night.
friend Aaron. Yeah.
But we were playing Rock Band, and I rocked so hard I rocked a contact out of my eye and lost the contact. And then
It's so rock and roll of you.
Jess was like, it was before she lived in LA, so she was staying at a friend's place and she needed a ride back, and it happened to be down the street from me. So I was like, oh, I can drive you home. And then I got in my car and I was like, holy shit, I'm driving with one contact, like I can't see. And I had to tell her, I was like, my depth perception is off right now, so if I drive kind of weird, I'm sorry. This is like the first
That's what you
time I'm
wanna
meeting
hear.
Jess.
That's what you wanna hear from
yeah,
somebody's
but she
driving
was
you.
super cool, and I really dug her. And then it was like months later when Blair was like, oh, I'm working this other gig, and he's like, and they partnered me up with some girl named Jess Chobot, and I literally, the first words out of my mouth were, holy fuck, Blair, you're gonna marry that girl. And he was like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, no, you totally are. And I went, you're at least going to fuck her. You are probably going to marry her.
Right.
He's like, no. And I was like, I knew the two of them. And then like a year later, they got married, and I was at their wedding being like, I told you.
You're a matchmaker.
I know,
You're
right?
a matchmaker. So
Kevin
where's
and
your
Bria?
match? What's going on with you?
Nothing.
How about Brian right over there? Look at him.
Hey,
He's
baby.
fucking adorable. He's got a Wii U. He's one of the few people that does.
Any man who shows me one guy, one jar.
Yeah. What about Castle Crashers? Why didn't I at least get a hand job for introducing you to that?
Oh, that game was so good.
Like that should have been something.
Yeah.
We had a fun run with Castle Crashers.
We
that was
really
like
did.
wasn't that like a weekend where we just pretty much
we
sat
played
and
Castle Crashers.
I imagine us eating froyo in pajama pants.
But we
playing
also
Castle
played
Crashers.
online too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Are you
Yeah, I
gaming
remember
these
that.
days? Do you have time for it?
I've been in the middle of Ni no Kuni.
What? That sounds.
in the PlayStation game, the like JRPG that came out at the beginning of the year.
No. Enlighten me. I don't game much anymore.
really?
I play PlanetSide when I came with my friends.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's like I picked
No,
up.
it's like it feels.
Ni no Kuni sounds like something a small Asian girl squeals when it's too big for her.
Ni no Kuni. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you. I watch a lot of train molestation videos.
Yeah, no, a lot of people have been talking about it. At
By the way,
beginning of
still
year.
not as racist as your comments on
Safu
Zippity Doodah.
Sifa, Zippity say. It's just sounds. That's what it sounds like.
That's a language. It's a language. There are people.
Damn it. Yeah, Ni no Kuni is what I've been delving into when I have time.
So
Like,
what
I
is
haven't had
it?
a ton of
Turn-based
time.
RPG? Is it? What is you? It's like a JRPG.
Yeah, it's a JRPG, but it kind of feels like a storybook, and it's much more linear
Okay.
than most, which
Crazy
is good for
big
me.
hair and swords and magic, or
Really,
is it?
no,
what is
magic
it?
definitely,
Magic?
but
Okay.
not like big swords. It's like you're a little kid and you've been whisked to this magical world where you can potentially save your mom because your mom dies in the beginning of the game.
Spoiler.
Spoiler
huh?
alert! I mean, it happens in the first 5 minutes. So, so yeah, I've been doing that. I just got my hands on the new Gears, so I'll probably be.
Are you? I got done with Gears. I'm
Well,
done with
just
Gears.
for the multiplayer and the co-op and that kind of
Yeah?
shit. Yeah, it's still good games. Like when you want to sit down and just play with someone else for a couple hours. That's not a dirty.
That's, all right. No, that's valid.
Cliffy
You and Hardwick?
quit during that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cliff has been done. He's gone.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Did Cliff have a lot to do? Did he have a lot to do with Gears 3? Because I feel like he sort of was just.
I think he
At that
did.
point, he was overseeing it.
Well, yeah, I
mostly,
think
and
it
not-
was more like
Because
that.
Gears 1 was his baby,
Yeah.
and like he fought to get like the chainsaw bayonet in there.
Yeah.
Like he was tooth and nail, and I don't know if he was that heavily involved with 2 and 3.
Well, I visited Cliff in North Carolina in like
Raise
maybe
up.
like 2 years ago or something like that, and it was right before Gears 3 came out, and I got to go visit Epic and like play a test run of it. So he was very excited about it at that point. So I don't think he just sat back and didn't care. He definitely had his hands in it. How much he actually got to do on it, I don't know, but he definitely still appreciated it.
Sure. Well, I mean, look,
Yeah.
the franchise was still his baby. I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he was like, "Fuck this game. I'm gonna go roll around in money."
Right.
But
And Lambos.
Yeah, exactly. A Lambo for every day of the week. But what I imagine is that came out, and then right away
There
Microsoft
he
pulls
is.
the, okay, we need 2. All right, now give us 3. Now give us the expansions. Now
Right.
give us the DLC. Now give
Right.
more and more and more until
Yeah.
the soul has been sucked dry from
And
the
he's like,
franchise.
I don't know,
and
maybe
you
want to
move on.
make something else. What was the other game he had? What was the side scroller game that he had at E3? a
Oh,
couple
that was
years
so
ago?
good. It was the marketplace game.
You're talking
Yeah.
about Shadow Complex?
Yes.
By Chair. That was one of the greatest.
Yeah.
games
I
ever.
still can't believe they haven't followed it up. I don't know if it
Yeah.
just didn't
Why is
sell
that
well,
not
but-
on the iPad?
Well, because they're making the same team that did that is doing Infinity Blade for the iPad, and so they're
Right.
putting on that. But fucking give me a Shadow Complex
Yeah.
sequel, please! I had so much fun with that. That
Yeah.
was like modern Metroid on crack with like crazy good weapons and explorable like areas
Yeah.
and
Great.
hidden secrets. I mean, I found every fucking secret in
Of
that game,
course
and
you
I'm
did.
not one of those guys. I'm not
Really?
normally a completist.
Oh,
no.
I am.
It normally gets in the way of me playing
Yeah.
games because I'm like, wait, there's a question mark here, and I can't fuck this game. I'm not playing it. Like I can't find it. I had
No.
that happened with me in Fez. I was like, oh, forget this.
That's
Too many
why.
hidden
That's
things.
why I can't play sandbox games too much because I am one of those
You do
people who
every little thing. Yeah.
and I will lose my mind.
Yeah, it kind of. You know what? I'm sick and tired of gaming I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on this podcast, but being about. Listen, man, we got 400 square kilometers modeled of this city, and we've got
Right.
5 million mission types and 30 playable characters with this. I'm like, give me one hyper awesome realistic character. Give me a square block. But let me go inside of every building, every room. Let me feel like these pedestrians have lives and things that they're doing versus like, we've got 5,000 NPCs roaming around that aren't doing fuck all.
Right,
They're just
right.
spouting out random VO lines. Give me a world that really feels real as opposed to a world that just feels expansive with a bunch of dead buildings and
Yeah.
blinking lights.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that
And
at all.
and that and I rant about that because of the soapbox nature of it, where it's like, well, dude, this game's got 60 hours of gameplay or 400 hours of gameplay. I'm like, but if the game is go fetch a cheese wheel from this
Right.
Nordic town and bring it
I
back
don't
to me, I'm
care.
not interested.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have to do it because then that helps me power up my character,
Right.
and that's not fun.
yeah, I completely
Wah.
agree.
Also,
Yeah. I'm much better with linear games. I'm much better with like I'm supposed to get from point A to point B and kill all these dudes along the way and collect this shit.
Sweet,
and then,
got it,
yep,
right?
Yep, that I can do.
Next gen, are you looking forward to anything?
Man, I'm a little terrified to see if the Xbox is gonna go with that purely online thing, so we can't.
Can't play used games
Yeah,
and
can't
stuff
play
like
used
that.
games.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see what we've already been seeing, which is when you buy a game, it comes with a code that you put in to unlock features,
Right.
And that's
Right.
what it's gonna be. I
Yeah.
mean, it's gonna be that. You'll still be able to borrow a disc from a friend and throw
Right.
it in and blah blah
Although,
blah.
I mean, I hope we get to the point. The same with television, but I hope
Enough
we get to
with
the
the
point where we're
discs.
streaming everything. Yeah, I don't want
Enough
a
with
disc
that.
anymore.
Yeah. The fact that I'm still bummed that, and I know why it has to be done, because the earliest of the early adopters are the only ones with home broadband connections capable enough to stream real-time gaming like an OnLive or a Gaiku or stuff like
Right.
that. But it's like the notion that this next generation of consoles is still going to be defined by hardware is already like, fuck, man. The boxes you're releasing are already way behind PCs and what they can deliver in terms of
Yeah.
graphics and sound. And now we're going to be stuck with these for 5 years, when if you streamed it all, you could go upgrade the server in the cloud and all will be right with the world. Like, we
Yeah.
would still have the same box. We would just be streaming better visuals.
Yeah.
But it's just too early.
But I think the thing
It's
is
too
too
early.
that the gaming companies are concentrating on making the consoles general home entertainment centers.
Oh, clearly.
As well. You know what I
Clearly.
mean? It's all about having your Netflix and your Hulu and all that kind of stuff on the console. And so that is what's restricting it from being purely gaming.
Yeah, I think now they see that there's the media play there. I
Yeah.
mean, look, Microsoft is building studios here in Los Angeles to
Yeah.
create original content. Sony has their own original content network. Who knows if they'll spin one up specifically for? I mean, they had
sure they
some
will.
PlayStation TV, but
Yeah.
it's going to be a mad grab for eyeballs. And they realize, like, yeah, putting the Hulu app and putting Netflix, that's cool, but wait, we don't own that content.
Right.
I mean, we could charge a little bit to have their apps on there. We can't really charge because we want people to use our boxes for that. But oh shit, what if we own the content
Yeah.
and we own the box that they stream it to? Now we can rope them in. Like, that's what the next gen play is going to be all about.
Did Microsoft Glass ever take off? I feel like that was the big announcement at E3, and then I haven't heard anything
Well,
about
you know,
it.
I think the concept took off.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've used it to control my Xbox
Have
before,
you?
and it was kind of cool. Like, hey,
Yeah.
it works. It works as advertised. Like, that's
Yeah.
neat. The experiences just aren't there. It's going to take time for someone to design around it.
Right.
The problem is that unless it's because it requires another device, no one's going to take the risk of making a really rich experience for it unless Microsoft's footing the bill for it.
Right.
You know, just like an add-on with a console, no one's going to make a really great game that requires you to have the CD add-on or the Super Scope 6 or whatever, you know.
Well, and also I feel like, you know, when Kinect came out and it was like, ooh, we can voice control our Xbox, it's still so much fucking easier to pick it up with the controller
So
and hit a
much
button.
easier. So much
Instead of
easier.
going Xbox, Kinect, Xbox, play this,
Yeah.
Xbox, and then it gets it wrong and it starts, you know.
Or it pauses while you're watching a movie because you walk to go to the bathroom or
No,
something.
or because like one of the characters in the show says something
stop.
that freezes it. I'm always like, are you kidding me? Like you can't. I was watching an episode
Xbox,
of the,
Bing. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, if anybody's playing this now, I want their Xbox to just stop the damn Xbox.
I was watching an episode of The Office and I literally could not get past a frame because of what the character said. I had to fast forward
Really?
because it kept freezing
That's
at that spot.
ridiculous.
I know, it was so stupid.
I saw, somewhat related, I saw a patent for a new advertising technology. Someone uploaded a still of it, and it was issued, and it showed a consumer on their couch, and it was like, commercial begins playing. It's like, now to skip the commercial early before it ends, the user stands up and yells, Microsoft! Or stands up and yells,
What?
Toyota! And the idea is that if users are willing to get engaged on that level, they will let them skip the ad.
Wow.
And
Oh my
and it was
gosh.
patented. Now, will users go for that? I don't know. I mean, there's
probably would.
There's already like people enter CAPTCHA to, you know, the text to submit a form or to fill out something online. There's already some that make you watch a commercial and answer a question about it,
Yeah.
or say the word that the character's saying back. Like, that already exists, and people are using it. People are willing to type in, and there's all these studies about user engagement. Hey, advertisers,
Yeah.
they're engaging with your ad. Can you imagine that with the next gen of consoles, to have to like, oh, you want to play this game or watch this video on
Yeah.
Hulu? You got to stand up and yell, Hulu!
Right.
And you have to dance or something.
Yeah, you got to do the Hulu hoop.
oh my god.
God, this is well. What about people in wheelchairs and stuff? That's not fair. So that probably won't ever.
They
you know.
watch the ads.
Yeah.
What have they got to do, really?
Yeah,
Right.
they have time.
True.
Someone just tweeted.
Wave your pee bag.
Someone just tweeted, it just sounds what it sounds like. It's their language. Peter L. just tweeted that. I love that is what's going to be the takeaway
Shit.
from this for you. Malkavian says, remember when you could watch stuff online without commercials? Remember that?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I do. Yeah,
No,
I
of course
do.
yeah.
And it's beyond me because we're going backwards. We're
Yes.
giving we're giving into apps that stream where we want but have more restrictive controls, so you cannot skip the ads anymore. And it's like, I remember Replay TV was amazing, way better than TiVo when it first came out,
Yeah.
like late 90s.
I threw mine away.
You could skip the ads. It had like automatic ad skips and stuff like that. And you could search other people's Replay TVs for shows if you forgot to record them and download them to your box.
Oh, wow.
And
Forgot all
that,
about
yeah,
that.
and TV sued the shit out of them. Media was like, no fucking way. Instead of going, oh wow, you've created an easy
Maybe
way to
that's
get
the
my
future,
shows in your
yeah.
eyeballs. That's ultimately what we want and need because it helps
Yeah.
everything else. So of course they sued them to oblivion. But I remember like, wow, that was great ahead of their time. At least the DVR caught on. We can skip the commercials. That's
Yeah.
great. And then Bria was watching Hulu on the Xbox the other day, and this 30-second ad for Bing pops
Yes.
up or whatever. And I'm sitting like, do we really have to watch this thing? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, don't you
But
pay for Hulu Plus?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but-
I'm like, so you pay to watch the shows that you can watch for free without commercials to watch them with commercials?
Well,
Yes.
no, the thing with Hulu Plus is that you're paying to get, because on regular Hulu, you only get the last 5 episodes of a show.
Okay.
Hulu Plus
Gives
allows
you
you to get
all
the
of them, right?
entire season, or all the seasons, and you get it in HD, and you get to watch it on your TV. It doesn't have to do with ads. That's the mistake that people make. People think you're paying to not have
Just
the ads.
still beyond me that you have to,
No, I-
watch an
I don't
ad for
disagree.
something you're paying for.
I don't- yeah.
It's just wild because for so long the
Yeah.
consumer fight
You know
was
what-
no ads, we control it, it's our media. Now we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck it, I'll watch an ad.
You know what got me the other day? So I started my YouTube channel like, I don't know, 4 years ago, whenever I was started on G4. And I remember like after one of my first videos got a couple thousand hits, YouTube hit me up and was like, do you want to monetize your channel? And I was like, no, like that's not why I have it. Like I never agreed to do that. So I I don't have ads on my page. Like that's not the point of the page. And the other day when I was kind of going back and looking at my page because I hadn't looked at it in months, I went to play one of my old videos and an ad popped up before it. And I was like, fuck you guys. Like my page is not monetized and you're still sticking ads
Well,
on
you don't
my
want to
videos.
monetize it, but
I know,
someone does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I was
Someone
like,
wants
come
to.
on. Yeah.
Crazy. So are you going to make a bunch of YouTube videos now? Are you going to go down that road?
I'll probably do more of these covers since this first one was so successful. I mean,
should
not
do
like all
something.
the time. Kevin, I think we should really record this
We
song.
started a Radiohead Creep cover a minute back. I was working on this
forgot
really
about
weird
that.
kind of beat that was very
Yeah.
empty and ethereal, and you were singing to it, and it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should do a legitimate cover of this.
Me too. You should come
yeah.
over and record it.
Let's
We'll
do
use a
it.
decent mic, and,
Yeah.
and you can play it into my computer, which will suck the soul out of your,
There we go.
your
Perfect.
piano.
Make me a
but-
robot.
But it will allow me to do some cool shit with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think we need some Skrillex wobble wobble in there. And we
Yes.
need some. Do you really? You agree with that?
Let's make
That's
some
crazy.
dubstep.
I'm gonna put some gunshot noises in the background.
Yeah.
A girl saying,
And also,
"Nino Cassini?"
it
Whatever.
basically becomes back to the original. All
Yeah,
Back
exactly.
Together
Oh, it's
song.
going to sound great. It's going to sound like a punk rock anthem when we're
Yes.
done. Where can people find you these days, Miss Alison Haislip?
On my Twitter.
Oh,
at
your
Alison
Twitter.
Haislip. Yeah. ALISONHAISLIP.
And are like, what's going on with the hosting, acting? Are you actively?
I'm gonna start shooting 2 projects in April. I haven't. It's one of those things where I haven't signed contracts yet, so it's like
Okay,
I don't
well
know how
then
much I can talk about
yeah,
them. Both of them are acting gigs though, so they'll be fun.
Are they Hulu shows? Are they?
No, one is a web series.
Oh, cool.
And the other's a film. So knock on wood that all goes through.
I'll knock on whatever imitation wood this is. You got it.
Yes. So yeah, I'll be doing that hopefully in April. I'm actually doing a play. I'm not supposed to call it a play because that makes it sound like it's theater when it's not theater. I'm doing a live event
what are you doing?
on the 28th. So I don't know what exactly.
Stage right.
Yeah, I'm doing a show called Pieces of Ass, which you should come to it, Kevin. You'd love
Interested?
it. Yeah.
Interested?
It's a bunch of hot chicks talking about what it's like being a hot chick while people drink and like yell at the stage, and it's fun and interactive and.
Wait, so I, as an audience member, get to yell at you?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
absolutely.
God! That's
So in.
you had me at hello.
Hello.
Sounds awesome.
I'm there. That
yeah.
bitch wanted to K me and F Mary kill.
What? But that's at the Fonda Theater in Hollywood.
Oh, cool. That's a good spot. That's a really- that's a big venue.
600 seat theater. I'm like, okay.
When is that happening?
The 28th, March 28th.
Can people buy tickets now,
Yes,
or is it?
at piecesla.com. I should know the website.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Google it, kids.
piecesla.com.
Figure it out. They'll find it.
It's called Pieces of Ass. So I'm doing that next week.
That's awesome.
Or
Super
this week,
happy.
whenever this thing airs.
What kind of porn do you watch?
Aw. Man, the other day I was at I'm like, I got a story. There it is. There's the website. I was over at a friend's place, and we had her Apple TV on, and we were all just like watching funny videos that people were like pushing to the TV, and all of a sudden, porn just popped on the television. We were all like, "What?" And my buddy
happens.
Adam is sitting in the corner, just like chuckling. We were like, "Oh, God, what are you doing?"
Stream it anywhere, anytime.
I know, exactly.
Thanks,
There you
Apple
go.
TV.
Yeah.
Do you even watch any? Because I remember you had like the chocolate nipple butter by your bed. That one day I was
did,
there.
which I think I finally got rid of that when I moved. But it was
Do you
really
wanna
good for
explain
your
that?
lips.
Oh,
So they
sure.
should-
Yeah, I know. It felt great on mine.
There's
Thank you
this
for that.
stuff that you can buy that is like it's technically for your nipples and it makes them hard and it's like chocolate flavored. But the stuff
I
in
like
it,
you say technically, like
That's
you
'cause
never
that's-
tried it.
I didn't. I swear to God, I didn't.
Why was the mirror in your bathroom was etched? You
my
clearly,
nipples?
yeah, clearly you scraped the heart in
My
there.
boobs again are not that big.
But you have giant pancake
Yeah.
nipples.
Oh, there you go. Natural nipple
Yeah.
butter. Oh well, no, that's like the stuff that that nursing mothers put on their nipples so they don't dry out. This is
So
not
hot.
This stuff is like you find in
Guys
like
can
sex
put it on
shops.
too.
Yeah, don't be such a
Yeah.
sexist.
That's rude.
No, but the stuff in it that makes your nipples hard is the exact same stuff that they put in lip plumpers in like in lip glosses and stuff like that. So technically that stuff is chocolate flavored lip plumper. And I was like, it's really good for your lips. So I would put it on every morning. And everyone would make fun of me because it sat right by my bed.
I feel like I need to get at least one embarrassing sex tale out of you while you're here.
One embarrassing
There's got to be
sex
a good
tale.
one where you cried or where he
I've
ran out of
cried
the room.
after sex a lot of times.
Well, that means
Most
he's doing it
girls
right.
do.
That means it's, that means it's great. Did you not get his name? What? There's got to be a good one in there. Or what about your first time? Was it embarrassing? Was it sad? Was it just?
I can't. Well,
areolas?
my first time. My first time was with my boyfriend in high school, and it was his first time as well. We've been together for 6 months, and we planned.
Yeah,
it. We were
same for me. Same guy.
same guy, Jeff.
No,
Nice.
Now 6 months planned
Yes.
it, did the exact same thing.
Yeah,
but
exactly. And so the
What
night.
was your plan? Like, what was the night? What
It
was
was
the
like
date?
his parents were going to be out to dinner or something like that, so we would go to his place, and like I think I don't know, we were just like, okay, like we're in the room and like let's do this. I think we like lit candles.
That
and, like,
sounds
played
so
music.
unsexy.
I know it totally.
All right, chums, let's do this.
You don't know how to be sexy. You don't know how to be sexy. But that was kind of the problem.
You
It was
probably lit like the long dinner candles too.
yeah,
like,
I'm
just
sure. But like we got down to it and like he couldn't keep it hard because he was too nervous. Yeah.
Poor guy.
So
You limp noodled?
So it wasn't our first time.
Oh, bummer.
Our first time was the next night. The
Oh,
next
good,
night
yeah.
we successfully accomplished it. But the
you'll
first
see, I'm gonna
time-
get better.
I
I'm
know.
gonna get better at it.
And it was I always remember this. It was February 13th because it was the day before Valentine's Day. That's what I always
Happy
remember.
Valentine's
I know.
Day. So wait, so on
Thanks.
actual Valentine's Day, you got the real oven.
No. The real 11. The first time was supposed to be February 12th.
Oh,
the real
got
11
it.
came February 13th.
Got it.
And then the next day was
My
Valentine's
bad.
Day.
My bad.
Yeah.
Got it.
So-
What about? More recent then, because that was not a sexy tale at all.
I know. I don't think I have any
Do
embarrassing.
you put on the
or good-
lingerie? Do you wear leather? Do you do you got the
Lingerie.
lace going on? Do you whip crack?
What happened at the
No.
massage parlor?
Do you got a
Oh
Chinese
wait, I have
basket?
a good massage story. That was it.
I bet it's not the kind of good we want, but
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's interesting.
Oh.
So I went to China in 2000.
Oh, what do the Chinese people sound like?
Shut up.
Ting tong, ting tong, tong, tong. I don't know. It's just a bunch of noises when they speak to each other.
That is not what
Ping
I
pang,
meant.
shao shao. Ping tong, 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 tong. They keep yelling at me in some weird. I don't know. They're doing baby talk, but it's really aggressive.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Ping chai chai chong, tong tong chang ong. Jesus, Alison
Do you want me to
Haislip.
tell my story or
You're
not?
so worldly.
Anyway, I went to China with a girlfriend of mine.
Hey now.
And
Here we
hey,
go.
What?
Yeah.
And
Get some music going, Brian. Let's get it.
And we spent a week in Shanghai, just like walking around the city, and then we flew to Beijing and walked the first day in Beijing. And by the end of that day, we were like, our feet just killed, and like we're hurt, and we're like, it'd be awesome to get massages, right?
Of course, you gotta eat them features.
So we're staying in a 4-star hotel, and it has a spa. Oh, here we go. It's got music. So we get back to our room and we call downstairs.
Tell me about your feet real quick. What do they look like?
They're super sexy feet.
Yeah, do you have a manicure?
No, right now my toes are all
pedicure?
natural. You know, that's how it is.
Okay. So you say,
they're
hey,
clean.
we're gonna go back to the 4-star hotel. We're gonna get a little massage.
Yeah. So we get back to our rooms
Yeah.
and we call concierge and we say, hey, can
That
we
was
book?
his name.
Yes.
That sounds French. What was a Frenchman doing at your
Because
Chinese?
I'm not racist.
I called the guy, you know, the Chen Cha Chong Tong, whatever his title was. I don't know. It was just a bunch of weird characters. Looked like stickmen.
You're totally killing
having
the
sex.
mood, Kevin.
Sorry, yes, back to sexy music. And
So we were like, hey, can we schedule massages? And they were like, oh, actually, our spa's closed for renovations right now, but we can send the masseuses to your room and they can do it there. And we were like, oh, awesome. And we were like, well, when can we schedule them? They were like, oh, we can have them there in 30 minutes. We were like, that's amazingly quick. Cool. Yeah, let's do that. So we're just sitting there watching TV, and then we get this knock on the door, and we open the door, and it is these two very pretty, tiny Chinese women in party dresses carrying purses. And we're like, hi. And they look at us, and they looked at each other, and they were like, hi. And they walk into the room, and we're like, okay.
Hi is actually
and,
Japanese. You're being racist
oh,
again.
shit.
That's
Damn
how they
it.
say it in Japan.
And so we all kind of like awkwardly looked at each other, and then one of the women like went over to our beds and took the pillow out and put it at the foot of the bed, and she was like, you can lie down here. And we were like, okay, we're getting massages just on our beds? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Forget the table. It's fine. Right on the
But
Posturepedic.
so the girl doing, my friend Stephanie, she started working on her back. My girl, right before she goes to start on me, her phone rings, and she's like, I'll be right back. And she takes the phone call. She leaves the room. She never comes back. So I'm just like sitting there while Stephanie's getting this like weird massage. Like the girl's literally like, you know, like just kind of like weirdly touching her. Like, I guess this is how a massage is given. And I was like, what is going on? And so I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go get ready for bed, I guess. So I go into the bathroom and I'm like washing my face and brushing my teeth and whatever. And I hear Steph go, okay, that's fine. That's enough. And like ushers her out of the room. And I was like, what the hell? And Steph comes in and she looks at me and she goes, were they prostitutes? I'm like, they were totally prostitutes. Oh my gosh, we got sent prostitutes. And I am laughing my ass off. I call my mom and I think it's hysterical. She's laughing her ass. Steph is freaking out. Like Steph cannot.
Well, what when she said, okay, that's enough, what happened? Did she get
No, she
slipped
just
a
realized
chopstick,
that she
or-
wasn't getting a massage.
Oh, okay.
You know? There we go. So Stephanie's like freaking out. She's like, she feels totally like weirded out by this whole situation. And she calls her mom. And her mom is like, well, you guys should probably talk to concierge because you guys called about the spa. It's not like you guys creepily called and were like,
Right.
we want
We
massage.
need some people to our room.
Right. We called specifically like about the spa and they were just like, the spa's under renovation. So we were like, all right. So we went downstairs and we found the concierge and we were very like nice about it. We were like, hey, we get that this is a business hotel and that like this kind of stuff happens and we're
Right.
not offended, but like we were two girls and we were calling about the spa. Like we think there was some miscommunication there. And the guy goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. He goes, next time you come directly to me and I'll make sure you get men. We were like, got it. Thank you.
And so the next night when you
Obviously,
got the men,
yeah, then we got the men.
Did you try it?
Yeah.
No, that was
Why
it.
not?
Because we had a
Did they
tour
fuck
guide
like Hardwick?
in my dreams.
I thought that story was gonna end with, oh, she was so distraught that I just had to scissor her until she stopped crying.
No, but that's how you would want the
That's
story to
well,
end.
yes. I asked for a sexy story. I mean, give me
know.
some sexy. Yeah, seriously, that's the sound that my boner made as it slowly receded, like a February 13th lay.
Sorry. I can't think of any fun, sexy stories right now.
Are you adventurous?
Threesome?
Have you
Have you
like
had
a
a threesome?
Oh yeah, any group sex?
I've never had a threesome.
No, ever been with a girl?
No.
I think I've asked you this
I've made out with
1,000
a
times.
girl. I made out with a girl plenty of times in college.
But with her mouth?
yes, with her mouth.
Oh, that's not nearly as exciting. That's not. I mean, who
I
hasn't?
was like, what else would I have made out with? Yeah.
Did you didn't do all 4 points? Just 1 point?
Just 1 point. Just 1 point.
It's got to be no Chinese baskets or fireworks
I don't know
or
what any of that
finger
means.
ticklers, or massage
Texas
gloves.
yearbook? That was always your
Yeah,
favorite.
Texas yearbook. Benoit.
Don't know what any of that means.
No, you didn't learn that in
Benoit?
China. No Benoit. The balls on a string.
What?
Jeez.
Pop them in there like edamame.
Oh, like actual balls on a string.
True,
Yeah.
true
All right.
story.
Not like male
That's
balls,
what
but
I
like,
was like,
yeah.
what do you mean?
You
on
know
a
a true story?
I would love to know I'd like to know false ones too.
I know a girl that's mom was engaged or married to Hugh Hefner, and she would wear those Benoit or whatever their balls,
Mm-hmm.
and he went down on her, and one went in his mouth, and he started to choke, and then she had to like do the
Heimlich him or something?
Heimlich him, and it saved his life.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Pop the Benoit right out of the mouth?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's a good way to go, though. Like Bush almost choked on a peanut and died. People
Yeah.
forget that. Our president at one point
right.
choked on a peanut and almost died.
That's so
But
fake.
choking on a Benoit ball,
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll take that. You think the choking on a peanut was fake?
There has to be something up with that, don't you think?
Why?
Now, why would you ever
It
release
was
a
a
story
pretzel.
that's
It was a pretzel,
a pretzel? Yeah. Why would you ever release a story like that?
Because who chokes
make
on a
it-
pretzel? Have you ever? That's like almost impossible, right?
Have you ever
There's
read
holes in a
anything
pretzel.
about George Bush?
I know.
Yeah, but isn't there holes in a pretzel? Isn't it like like there's 3
Wasn't it
holes?
something
You
about
can still get.
it being too dry? There's still 3 holes.
There's still 3 holes, which is one less than most ladies.
There you go.
So no, you don't want to talk. Yeah, I want to hear about adventurous. I want to mention that there's tropical birds, or that is it just all missionary vanilla? You just lay there and
No,
smile like a bag of sand with red hair.
Definitely not that. Red hair.
What's going on?
No, I mean,
What's going on with you, Allison? You're getting
don't
cagey.
know.
You're getting cagey. Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to think. Like I'm like, is my sex life boring?
God, is it? Lie to me.
What was that? Oh, that was a sound effect. I was like, what was that in my ear? I don't know. I mean,
I'm not gonna let you out of this one.
I
Come on.
know. I don't have any good like actual sex stories.
Strangest thing you've had inside you. I just wanted to see what would happen. I know if it's going to be a gerbil or a double-sided something, or I don't know, a 3D model of a Big Ben. I don't know. Those 3D puzzles. You know those film puzzles?
I had a wait.
Here we go.
This isn't a sexy story again.
God.
I'm sorry, but I had a boyfriend who he had a friend come back from some like Thailand or like
People,
something
hold
like
on.
that.
People are guessing. Someone said baseball bat. Someone said Wii controller.
Ew.
Any of that?
No.
Never taken the vibration to task?
No. Oh,
With the
God,
Wii
that's
condom
really-
on?
Yeah, but that wouldn't be inside. That you can just put on top.
You could. You totally
Yeah.
could. You ever play Res with the trance vibrator?
No.
Slow
Have
horse
you ever
ride?
played Res in general?
No.
Res, music game.
Right, no, I know what
music-
Res is, yeah.
They made for the PS2 an attachment called the Trance Vibrator.
right.
Plugged in USB, and it was so while guys played the game, the better they do, the vibrator pulses with the beat of the music, and it will pulse harder, longer, faster as you are getting to the end stage. And the idea is that when you defeat the boss, which is like a release of energy, your woman should be coming.
Yeah.
And it was really, and they sold it in
That's
Japan, and it did okay.
amazing.
And if you play Res on the 360, there's a trance vibration mode that will make all the other controllers vibrate to the beat in the same way.
Oh, that's
and so you can
cool.
wedge a 360 controller right there. We should do
there.
a gaming charity marathon, and we'll get you and the other G4 girls hooked up
There we go.
to some
There
Res.
we go.
What was the unsexy story you're going to tell? Let's get that out of
No,
there.
no. My boyfriend's friend. This is like.
What about
2
a
years ago.
Nintendo Power Glove? You ever had one of those? Someone
No.
just now you're playing with power and you just
Yeah, right.
Rob the robot? You ever
Um,
experiment with Rob?
Yeah, you try to beat Punch Out doing kegels.
Nope.
You never done
Oh my
that?
gosh,
I mean, you
doing
got to
kegels.
get the Power Glove pretty far in there, but you could you could squeeze out Glass Joe for
Yeah.
sure. You could get past him.
Hilarious. Yeah, no, he had a friend come back from like Thailand or someplace over there, and his friend had brought him back something that was like, it was supposed to be like, wipe this on your penis and it makes it really hard for a really long time. Something crazy.
Brian would know about this.
Yeah, it's
Like
actually
that.
probably a this venom of a spider that will, like just a little bit will get you hard for like weeks, and you can
Yeah.
actually die from it, and they could dilute it.
And so he was
Wow.
like, I want to try this out. And I was like, no. And he was like, why not? And I was like, because it goes inside of me. I don't want whatever that is inside of me, you know? And he's like, no, it's fine. Like, it just affects me. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Yeah, I was like, you know how like mucusy and open that is in there? Whatever that is goes
No.
inside of
How
me.
mucusy and open is it, Allison?
So mucusy.
Oh my God, you know exactly how to
Yeah.
get the guys going. Guys,
And it became
I'm so
this like
pussy right now. It's so weird.
it became this huge argument between us because I would not let him put whatever this was on his dick and put it inside me.
My vagina's like a slip and slide covered with phlegm. It's so hot.
I did that mistake once where you go to the grocery store and you see like hot oil, but it's for massages,
Oh, yeah.
you know? And I'm like, oh, that's perfect for
yeah.
masturbating. And then I like had sex once where I'm like, I'm gonna use this because it's hot, will feel good. And then like it started burning my dick. I'm like, this hurts, but anyways, I'm gonna have sex, and I put it in her.
Yeah. You guys, as sensitive as your dick is, the inside of us is way more sensitive because it's on the
That is
inside.
great.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
great. Yeah, no, that breaks my heart because I was at a beach volleyball game, hurt my shoulder, went to town with the Tiger Bomb and Icy Hot, and put it
yeah.
on there, and was like, okay, God, that feels so good. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and wash my hands off. I was like, I gotta piss. Did not think about the order of operation and grabbed all inch and a half as hard as I could with Icy Hot, and it was hell on earth.
I can't even imagine.
Screaming in pain.
You know what I recommend? Icy hot on cat's paws. It's so cute.
What, do they freak out? Do they
just don't know
do
what's
bat,
going
bat,
on.
bat? Aw, adorable. Seth Green was in here recently. Of course, this is going to air probably before that. So Seth Green is going to be here in the future.
There we go.
And I can predict that he's going to say something about ladies, which is that ladies are far more forgiving of guys when it comes to things like their looks and their height and their smell and their whatever else, as long as the guy makes them feel wonderful or amazing or special or blah 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 blah. Do you subscribe to any of that, or does a dude still need to be hot to get in you? And by in you I mean in your heart.
In my heart.
Your back heart.
My back heart? Ew. I mean, I definitely agree with that. I agree that we are more forgiving, but I don't think it's like we'll take someone who is unattractive, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh.
As long as they don't scream at you in those weird foreign languages. I love that. That's gonna be the one takeaway from like 2 hours of chat.
It.
It's just Alison Haislip hates Asians.
Oh my gosh. None of that is true.
Cue the gong again, please.
Wouldn't even have sex with an Asian man the following day.
So bad. Alison Haislip, always
Kevin
a joy.
Pereira.
Such a pleasure.
I'm so glad to see you.
I did not think we met at Genghis Khan.
I know. Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Way too many years ago. I did not think we'd be sitting here podcasting in fucking Pasadena.
I love it. I love
where
it.
hope goes to die. About the so many projects. Let's plug again. Hot piece of is it hot piece of ass or piece of LA ass or what is it?
Pieces of ass.
Pieces of. Oh, you get like I was that far off.
No, it was just funny.
By the way, this podcast brought to you by rubmaps.com. Check them out because every ending should be a happy one. Pieces of ass.
Pieces of ass.
Pieces of ass. March 28th.
Yes.
At the Henry Fonda.
Yes, the Fonda.
By the way, if you're going to that show, I want to go to that show. If I'm in town, I'm
Yeah.
going. Wait, isn't it the 28th soon?
It's a Thursday. It's a week from today.
I'm there.
Well,
I'm there.
not when you hear the
Oh,
podcast.
I got the Detour premiere.
Shit.
That's okay. I can leave that. I can't. Bria's in it.
That's like your girlfriend's movie, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what time is your show?
8.
We should have this conversation down on a podcast.
Yeah, probably.
Is it just the one night?
It's just the one night. It's
Fuck,
the 10th
why?
anniversary because it's a
Oh,
10-year
okay.
anniversary of the show. Yeah.
Damn it. Well,
Sorry.
maybe I can be. You know what? I'll break up with Bria on Tuesday. Then I'll go to your
Fake fight,
thing,
fake fight.
and then we can get the. We'll get the F out of the way that you were going to throw Hardwick.
Oh, there
because
we
you
go.
felt weird throwing it
Yeah.
my way. I know that's what it was. People, buy tickets. Go see this. We'll get this up hopefully before the 28th so people know to go see you there. And then you've got 2 things that are hopefully going to contractually lock. And then we can
Yep.
plug them on your Twitter account, which
Yeah.
is at Alison Haislip.
There you go.
They should go there. Also, Allie -20 is Allison's diary from 20 years ago. Very funny. And hopefully very soon you and I, let's do a little track.
Yeah,
Let's
I'd
see what
love to.
happens. We'll get Mike Relm on it too and have him throw a little
Nice.
something down.
Yeah. that'd be
But
great.
you don't need me to mess up your shit. You've got that's a really great track. Seriously, it was in my head all night, so that's why I had to play with it. It was really fun.
Thank
Play
you.
with the song. I want to
Yes.
be very clear. It's playing with the
Yes.
song. Brian Redband, anything to promote, good sir?
No, just go to squad.tv, and we have a show every Monday at Comedy Store at 8 p.m., and tickets are free all the time, so it's every week, Monday, 8 p.m.
How can you not love that? Player vs. Pain on Machinima Prime premieres, I believe, also on March 28th. You can see the trailer now. Just Google Player vs. Pain. Please like it, subscribe to the channel, say something nice to combat the 12-year-olds with their juice boxes and their braces and their angry rhetoric. It's a game show where we torture gamers. I had a lot of fun making it with a super creative team, and we're really, really happy that Machinima trusted us to do it. Check that out. Premiering March 28th, but you can see the trailer now. Go to supercreative.tv. That's supercreative.tv to see all the madness that I'm cooking up. You can always follow me, K Pereira, on Twitter. Thank you, as always, for listening to the Pointless Podcast. Kisses, hugs, belly rubs. Good night, everybody! Sorry, Asians! Allison hates you!
I hope I burn it down.